The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Turban Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Turban Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Turban Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
This one, Mooney uncontested. Johnson picked it up. McIntosh and Penny go in. Here's Broomhead. Strong start, gets the ball out to Penny. Lost the handle on it. Greenhill, he's clamped down by the Hoppers, and the umpire will take it. So just on the fringe of the square here, favouring the broadcast side. Let's have a look who can win the ball at the coalface here. Ball to go aloft again. Mooney over the top. Tom O'Sullivan, who's having a super season, inside 50 for the Doggies. Big fist there from Weaven going back. Here's Pope in pursuit of the Sharon, going back in the pocket. Sports Club end, gets out onto that left foot. Good footy to Mooney. Nice mark. So the Hoppers should be able to build here. Inside to Ben Rigoni. And then back to Pope. Nice follow-up running. Jorgensen had him. Winner Irving tries to spit one out the side by hand. Nice pick-up. So Zach Lambert getting his first touch on debut for the Hoppers. Tap by Jet Cassidy. Oh, strong contest from Miller. Tearing in for the peel here, both teams. Weaving gets a clearing kick and it comes out to Johnson, searching for it. Stevens, head over the footy, plays on, lost that. And the free kick goes to the Hoppers and they're away.
It does. Here's a second touch for young Zachy Lambert, linking up with Ben Rigoni, who's got the middle of Button Park if he wants him. O'Sullivan, his former Seymour teammates, collides with him, kicks the ball to half forward. Weideman left the footy behind. Clever tap out by Taylor. Dogs boring in, and we're going to have a ball up edge of the square far side. I can tell you out there, Bobby, that pitch you would bowl on, I can assure you that it is very muddy.
Yeah, even I would bowl on that one. But just a quick one, Matty Wilson started on the bench, so just keep an eye on that. We got wind there, was crook early doors, so just keep an eye on that.
Alrighty. Flu is definitely going around. We saw Myrtleford get hit hard a couple of weeks ago, and I can tell you that 5 or 6 North Albury boys have been hit with the flu during the week. So it's going to be the battle of the fittest. Mimo inboard. Stevens left the ball behind on the far wing, and it goes out in the sun over there on the far side. First term, we've gone around a minute and a half, 2 minutes, all thanks to NZ Albury. For A-grade oils and batteries, here's Luke Francis.
On the Alamein Avenue side, right of centre wing. Young lady about to hurl the footy back into play here. Spins it in. Johnson front spot. Got it down out of the contest. Noel Bradshaw, nice work back into the Doggies lineup for this week. Liam Andrews long to half forward. Good mark from Weaven. Takes a one-hander. And wants to steer it back out. So they're happy to cast it wide here. Campbell with the footy. Eyes darting around. A little indecisive. And Isaac's going to go long down the line here for about a 40-metre kick. Searching for Mooney front spot. Couldn't quite reel it in. Nice recovery from Leighton Taylor. Gets it out the side. Hoppers go inside 50, bouncing ball. Wiedemann came out. He's playing full forward early stages. 40 out from goal, the Logan Road end. We'll have a stoppage.
Benny Rigoni as well. He's starting to light up the 40-wing stat sheet. Early days, he's up to 3 disposals for him. Been in good form this year, averaging 24 disposals as well.
Is he the number 1 tackler in the comp as well, Divac?
He's just about. He's right up there. There's 2 or 3 ahead of him, but he's very much up the top.
So here's Stevens. Out on the far side, kicks to half forward. No one really there. Miller was his target, and Darcy Cullen tracks it and takes it over the boundary line for a throw-in on centre wing. Bobby J, looks like Jackson Wiedemann has gone to Charlie Morrison. You reckon that's a bit of a 50-50 maybe to play on Charlie so he doesn't intercept?
Possibly. Morrison usually takes the best forward, and I think Wiedemann's earned that right. I think after what we saw last week, he was the key forward for the Hoppers with the 2 big boys out. So I think Charlie usually goes to the number 1 option, doesn't he?
He does indeed. Just a matter of whether he's probably the number 1 forward or not. And we've got a second whistle here. Umpire Ash Broughton has found a free kick, has he, Bobby?
They've got to swap ruckman.
Right.
Please.
Well, they're both makeshift ruckman today, with Zachy Nugent and Brad Hutchison out. Hearing whispers that Tommy Osmotherley will get cleared to Thaguna as well. Noah Bradshaw goes forward. Gardner, who looks like he's got that match up on Spiteri. Ball pinballing around inside 50 for the Dogs. And we'll have another stoppage. We've played 4 minutes, no score, Lukey. The Hoppers 0, the Dogs 0.
Yeah, let's have a look, Panda. So in the pocket, club room's end here, Alamein Avenue side. Ball off again from the umpire. Mooney took a swipe at it. Campbell, a couple of early touches, a holding free kick.
Spitter played that beautifully. He made sure the umpire saw every step that he took, and or just a little tug of the jumper, and it was like he got shot, but he's played that beautifully, Noah Spiteri, and he's had close to nearly 50 shots on goal over the last 4 games, so he's in goal, not goal kicking form, but getting into form where he has plenty of shots on goal, so he's got another one here.
That's 12 shots a game.
Yeah, Noah Spiteri 30 out, figured heavily. In the Stats Don't Lie, Dan Vaccaro and David Wink show during the week on O&M Live. Noel Spiteri, he's missed that one. So that one through for 1 behind on the Steel Line scoreboard. Dan?
Been in very good form, Noah. He's kicked 51 goals from his last 19 games for Wodonga Bulldogs as well. Obviously, he did his knee, but he's been in good form. He's become their spearhead so far this year.
Julian Hayes going to go long to the wing. Jamie Mooney out the back on Jake Bradshaw. The boundary line wins out right in front of Bobby Jackson, boundary side for the Newey. Any matchups you want to speak of, Bobby?
Not really. The midfield battle is one that I'm going to keep a bit of an eye on there with makeshift ruckman and the quality of midfielders and stoppage work around the ground. It's going to be something that we need to keep an eye on here.
Looks like Will Bradshaw has gone straight to Tim Broomhead as well. Jorgensen dives on this football. Lambert jumps over him, and we'll have another ball up right on centre wing. Broadcast side on the benches side of Button Park. Good tap from Tommy Johnson. McIntosh dropped the footy, holding the ball. Good call. And it's a free kick to Jack Yellen on centre wing, and the Dogs have a chance to go inside once again.
No one on the mark.
Yellen's winding up now, Jack, and he thumps it in there. Let's have a look. Winding up at the back, Jack Cassidy takes the mark on the second attempt. That was a nice mark, Dan.
Yeah, it was. He was a brilliant player, Jet Cassidy. I thought he was Wodonga's best last week against Lovington as well. And if he could hit some form and really help out their other forwards up there like Noah and Jorgensen as well, they can really do some damage.
There was no one on the mark there, Divac, so Bull Yellen, he pinched another extra 10 metres and got that ball a little bit deeper into the forward 50 where young Jet Cassidy took a nice mark. So good start by this young fella. Played well last week.
Must finish Jets, and Noel Spiteri missing one in the opposite pocket moments ago. In comes Jet, and he misses 2. So 2 behinds early. They really need to apply the scoreboard pressure, Dan. He won't like that one, Jet.
Yeah, no, that's continuing their stuff from last week, Wodonga, so they want to fix that very quickly. Like 17 behinds last week against Lovington.
Julian Hayes with the kick-in duties for the Hoppers. They're yet to really go inside forward 50, it's fair to say. Checks it at the last minute. Good mark, Rigoni. Just outside defensive Finney in front of Nico Stevens, who's made a pretty good impact since coming in from Chilton. Rigoni goes short, diving down low and taking the mark with the headband as Riley Smith gives it off to Rigoni, and he goes short to Christian Moncrief.
Thoughts on the headband, Panda?
I don't mind it. Sort of Ed Langdon-esque, isn't it? Moncrief, the first of 3 debutants in 3 weeks for the Hoppers. They're going to try and switch it back over to the Canberra side of the ground. Hayes has the footy. Deep in D50. Penetrating kick. And it finds Darcy Cullen right side for a left footer. He goes short, not the great kick. Makes Campbell work for it. The Dogs force a turnover. Jorgensen looping hand pass to Miller. And Flynn Gardner sees him over the boundary line. So yet to really penetrate their half of the ground. Bobby Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket, the Hoppers.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. No, I think that highlights the targets, I suppose, they've got forward of the footy, but they'll need to work that out quick, smart, because they've got some really quality midfielders, so they just need to find an avenue to goal.
Right on 50, Sports Club end. Hoppers work it out through Penny, left foot down the line. Down low was Wiedemann, a long way from home. There's Smith going in, spat it out the side by hand. They work it a long way back, the Hoppers. Mimo going in on Campbell, gets the kick away on his left foot, and that is out of bounds on the full. So the Doggies are going to come back. Have the Hoppers got an official inside 50, Dan?
Yeah, they do. They have one inside 50. Wodonga Bulldogs have had the 5.
Okay, must have only just crept in. Here goes Johnson, left foot, long inside 50. Burke over the top, couldn't hold on to the footy. Spitting one out, the Hoppers, they get it to Broomhead. Right foot low kick. Gee, it's not often he doesn't hit someone. Mark couldn't be taken though. Campbell again. Gee, he's racking up the possessions. Hoppers, Grubber, trying to gain some territory. Ball taken out of bounds. Yep. And the umpire will throw it in.
And just on the boundary line as well, I know Bobby mentioned, still yet to see Matt Wilson as well, so he must be very crook. It probably gives us an indication on how much we'll see of him today, which is a big loss for Wodonga.
He just crept on them, Divac.
There you go.
He's crept on and moved forward.
He probably won't be hitting up Public House later on tonight. Matty Wilson.
You never know with Matty.
Yeah, loves a good time, that man. He's one of the good operators too. Mooney down to Penny. Boring through. Really good play onto Broomhead. Here's the first bit of run and gun for the Hoppers. Moncrief inside forward 50. Bounces in front of Taylor. He's got a couple of metres on his opponent. Shovels it back to Hayes. He can go short if he wants into the pocket. He does. Wiedemann playing in front of Morrison. Just missed him by a couple of metres. And we'll have a boundary throw in deep in forward 50 for the Hoppers. We've gone 9 minutes, no goals here in the opening term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. The Dogs 2, the Hoppers yet to score. All that on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Yeah, a bit of a stalemate at the moment, but Julian Hayes, that man with the footy just before, he's up to 4 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, Dan Vaccaro alongside us, as he said, for 40 winks. Blake Escott calling for McRae Motors. We've got Bobby Jackson on the boundary for the Newmarket Hotel. Rightio, another stoppage. Logan rode in this time. 30 out from goal. A few numbers around the Jaffa. Here's Johnson, big one. Ends up in the hands of Bradshaw, taken to ground. And the umpire again to take control. Will at the bottom of that one.
Get used to these stoppages, boys.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Dan. They're going to take those. Wiedemann. Broomhead right foot, swings it around his body. That's heading for home. That's one of the goals of the year. That is an absolute cracker from Tim Broomhead. What did you think of that one, Bobby?
Yeah, quality finish. We expect that from Tim, and we were critical of him last week in regards to where he played and how much influence he can have on this side. I'm a big believer of him being forward of centre and doing that sort of stuff, where his creativity can be so much more dangerous and gives the opposition more to think about. You know, if he's playing across half-back, then opposition teams can sort of cover it to a certain degree, but he's forward of the footy. He forward of centre. He's so dangerous.
Yeah.
He'd be the most dangerous player in the
That
comp.
helps your argument, Bobby. 3 disposals and a goal already in this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet for Timmy.
Just knows where the goals are, doesn't he, Lukey?
Yeah, he does, Peter.
As soon as he got a metre of space, he snapped it beautifully over his shoulder for a Sunjan goal that A contender. So after limiting a lot of entries for Wodonga, the Hoppers go up the other end and kick the first goal of the game. We have another stoppage inside the middle of the ground. Coming off the point of the square was Duncan, and he got...
Festa.
Festa. He got Ollie Greenhill blindside and caught him holding the ball. Festa's kick is a shocker. Turns it straight over to Jorgensen. He can catch the North Albury defence out of position. He does. Flynn Gardner fell over. Spiteri took the mark, played on and grubbed it through for a goal. When you turn the footy over in dangerous positions, you leave your defence exposed and the Dogs make them pay. Noah Spiteri kicks through a major. 8 plays 6. Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, Noah Spiteri. He just... We've spoke so highly of him in the last 3 or 4 weeks when we've broadcasted Wodonga games. He just needed space inside that forward 50, and when you got free footy in the middle of the ground, that turnover was so crucial. It's just, coaches don't mind you turn the footy over, it's where you turn the footy over, and that was A1, the worst spot.
Yeah, he's so important, Noah Spiteri, to the Bulldogs line-up, Dan. I'm starting the bleeding obvious, but by gee, they wouldn't need him to go down, would they? It'd be a massive loss.
No, he's a star now.
Hopefully he stays healthy. There's Johnson. Getting it down, Greenhill trying to barge his way through. Broomhead had him, gone. So Tim's in form. He started the game well. Kicked a beauty moments ago. Receives it back off Ollie Greenhill. Now he's got a man out wide here. He's going to go more direct, Tim. Low ball inside 50. Couldn't be taken by Nathan Dennis. Crothers trying to barge his way through. He's brought to the turf here at Barton Park, and the umpire will take it. So 8 plays 6 on the Steel Line scoreboard. Doggies up by 2. We're gone 13 thanks to NZ opening term.
Luke Francis and Bate Panda Escott with you for McRae Motors on a cracking Saturday afternoon for footy. Johnson doing the ruck work and Regoni, his opponent. Johnson goes in. The Dogs flicking around the stoppage by hand. Yellen feeds it out wide here. Andrews, left foot kick out to the far side. Here's a bit of space for Matty Wilson. In fact, it's Ruben Burke who tracks the footy. Kicks inside forward 50. Spiteri, one-hand mark up against Gardner. Not able to bring it to ground. Weaven dives in over the football. Spiteri grabs him. The umpire still hasn't blown the whistle. On to Moncrief. The Hoppers flick it out by hand. Hayes, low kick, outside defensive 50. Finds Jack Reynolds. 60 from his own defensive goal, far side.
Yeah, Jack with the peel. Doggies have structured up well in defence, and Jack, he tried to get around the man on the mark in Ruben Burke. He did so and gained valuable yards. Nice work. Looking for Mooney, though. Tom Johnson chips in. Now, he's usually beautiful by that left foot. Let's have a look here, Tommy. Short one this time. Nice. Picks up Crothers. So he's up on centre wing. On the Alamein Avenue side, they want to switch it to Will Bradshaw. Now, Ollie Greenhill's on. He goes shorter to Miller. Leighton Taylor coming at it. Scoops it up, so they turn it over. Hoppers away through Caden Winner. On to Broomhead. Tim lines up. Goes for another. He is an absolute star, that bloke. Yep. G can play the game. Tim Broomhead's got 2 in the opening term. The Hoppers are away, Bobby.
We spoke about the turnover there previously when young Fester turned the footy out for North Albury. The exact same thing happened there where, with the Wodonga Bulldogs. Tommy Miller didn't go hard enough at the footy and turned the footy over in such a dangerous position. And Timmy Broomhead, he only needs half a step and he's going to make you pay. And forward of the 50, he's the danger man today, without a doubt. And he's proven so far today with the 2 finishes that are, we expect it from him, but he just does it. So he was fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a hold of this contest. Timmy Broomhead, 5 disposals for him and 2 goals as well, and 2 beauties, might I add, Lukey. So he's on top.
And Bobby J absolutely nailed it. When you turn the football over, when all your attack is pushed up, you leave your defence exposed. And Tommy Miller just couldn't hit a very easy target then. In fact, sorry, it was Bradshaw.
Yeah, it was Brad.
Back in the middle, umpire Ash Broughton says, "Give it to me," as Jorgensen applied a tackle.
Especially when they made the decision to go to the fat side and open up the ground of the foot, the fat side of the footy.
I reckon 80 points will win it today. Boys,
Yeah, I reckon that's right.
A low-scoring encounter. Zachy Lambert, it's his 3rd disposal. On to Julian Hayes, who kicks to half forward. Dogger Dennis on a very searching lead, long way from home. Tries to keep the footy in. That was out of bounds. Umpire went to blow it out of bounds and then didn't. Duncan goes inside forward 50 for the Hoppers. Getting out the back here is Leighton Taylor. He can go in ball with a hand pass. Looking for Christian Moncrief. Great smother by the Dogs on the last line of defence. I'm not sure who that was, but he stopped a certain goal. O'Sullivan working it out by hand to Morrison. Kicks to the far side. A big paddock of play. Yellen sees it over the boundary line. Great work, Dogs defence. The Hoppers looked like they were going to kick a certain goal, Bobby J.
I'll give you one guess who smothered it.
Morrison.
Yep. Class. I tell you what, without sounding creepy, young Lambert's a good build for a footballer.
He's only a 17-year-old kid, Bobby.
Wow.
Okay, boundary throw-in on the far side again. Alamein Avenue side. We've hardly seen the ball in this pocket. And nice work from Caden Winner. Gets it away to Hayes. Long driving kick as usual. Morrison going back. Gee, committed himself. Look at him go, Charlie. Wonderful work. Jake Bradshaw brought down in a tackle. And the umpire is going to take the pill here. So 45 out from the Logan Road end. Dan, what's your best, mate? Thanks to 40 winks early in the first.
Yeah, well, what's the best is Julian Hayes and Tim Broomhead both starring for North Albury as well. 7 disposals for Julian Hayes, 5 and 2 goals for Timmy Broomhead.
Penny trying to back his way out of trouble. Ended up with Johnson. Good smother from Mooney. Nice work from Johnson to O'Sullivan. Over the top he goes to Ruben Burke. Gee, they worked that out beautifully. Will Bradshaw down the outer side of the ground, bouncing ball out towards the arc of the 50. Spiteri just goes off the ground. He's in pursuit of this footy. Does it again. Sockers, will he pick it up now? Oh, well done, committing the body. Look at that, Lambert. Nice work on debut. Fantastic. Gee, they'll get to him here, Bobby. That was wonderful.
Yeah, his dad mentioned that in the pre-match, that he doesn't shirk the issue, puts his head over the footy, and it's hard to teaching young kids. And particularly, especially those 2 boys that debuted last week, they showed signs of putting their head over the footy. So that was that's got to lift his teammates, 100%.
Tell you what, Noah Spiteri was thinking Lionel Messi sort of soccer goal. And there's a free kick for a high here on Julian Hayes. It looks like it's going the way to Adam Jorgensen, tight in the pocket for the Dogs.
Yeah, just twisted himself through a tackle to allow the tackler to slip the tackle high. A little bit of a wrestling move there where the tackler has no other option but to go high on the player. So done that well. Deep in a pocket.
We don't talk about this guy as a genuine goal-kicking midfielder enough. He's kicked 13 for the year, Adam Jorgensen. He can play anywhere. The boy from Nathalia, tight in the pocket, take a good effort. And he's just missed it for a minor score. The Dogs move to 1-3-9. The Hoppers 2 straight 12. 18 minutes played for NZ. Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries.
Other broadcast game today is Lavington versus Myrtleford. That one at the Sports Ground on Edge FM 102.1. Welcome to you, wherever you may be tuned in, to the Hoppers and the Doggies today on 2AY, 1494 2AY. Here's Broomhead in the back pocket, short to Flynn Gardner. So he hasn't got much on here, Flynn. He might just have to dump it out. He does that. Long kick out. Wiedemann, nice work. Just one front spot in front of Liam Andrews. Wheels around on the left. Gee, drilled that. Look at that to Leighton Taylor. Couldn't quite take the footy. McIntosh flips it over his head. Turned over though to Stevens. On to Noel Bradshaw. Dogs come away. Into the middle they go. Tom O'Sullivan. Now he's about to drive it forward for the Doggies. Didn't come off the boot all that well. Here's Brown. Nice work. Out of the back line they come, the Hoppers. McIntosh through his hands and on to Matt Wilson, who picks it up for the Doggies, and they're coming back into attack.
He does. He just dumps a long one inside 50. Weaven. It's been a part of his game in the last couple of weeks, Bobby J. A real intercepting, confident defender.
He's an underrated defender, isn't he? I'm almost sure he's starting to lose that tag of being underrated. I think he's a quality intercept marker, and he just a bit of a general down back. He's done well.
So Rigoni, how many for him, please, Dan Vaccaro?
Benny Rigoni's up to 6 disposals on the 40-week stat sheet.
Cade Brown, low spearing kick, hit the grass looking for Jackson Wiedemann, and the Dogs win it back at half forward. Greenhill goes inside forward 50, looking for Weaven. In fact, looking for Cassidy, and Weaven takes a one-handed intercept mark this time.
Bit of a problem for Wodonga, 11 inside 50s for only 1 goal.
And here's Julian Hayes in defence for North Albury. We're just holding on here. 20 minutes played for NZ. They lead by 3 points. Hayes goes long down the wing. Taylor. And then the boundary line wins out right in front of Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newy.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are... Oh, actually, we've got a young fella coming off there. I can't quite see who that is, lads. Oh, it's Rigoni. Rigoni's coming off under the help of the trainers, lads. I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, good pick up, Bobby, for the Newmarket, boundary side. Yeah, Ben Rigoni, he's in a bit of trouble.
Looks groggy.
Yeah, he does. So, Bobby, to give us a full report on that, umpire holding up the play. He can sense that Ben Rigoni may be concussed. So, we'll watch that one closely. So, the ball's on true centre wing on the broadcast side. Boundary umpire to take it here. And as Blake Escott said, a 3-point lead to North Albury. And we're going 21 in the opening term for NZ. Penny went through. Nice work from Johnson. Whistle, holding free kick. Doggies are going to take the advantage here. Here's Mimo. Now it's coming back, is it? Bit of confusion here, Dan.
Yeah, there is. It looked like the advantage, but they called it back.
They did. Bradshaw, very wide, out to bounds on the full. So Will, or Noah, I should say, trying to reach Will. Kick too wide. And Cade Winner to take it back for the Hoppers.
Just a quick one on Rigoni, boys. They're doing the dreaded knee test on him, on the right knee. Makes me sick whenever I see that.
Just trying to get a replay on that Rigoni incident so we can have a bit of a look. As the Hoppers dump it long down the line. Johnson inboard hand pass. Lambert boring in. And we have a stoppage right in front of Bobby J.
Geez, he's ticking some boxes, Pan, to this young fella. He just head over the footy and, just strong and just showing years beyond his experience beyond his years.
Bradshaw has been grabbed by one arm and wasn't able actually to dispose of the footy. It was a clever tackle. Brought to ground. We have another stoppage in the same position. Just in front of the benches here on the wing. Broadcast side. Winter going after this football. Wins it. Pops a hand pass over the top to Peppers Campbell, who was sitting off the back of the stoppage. The Dogs track back and make an effective tackle, and we'll have a stoppage in the middle of the ground. We played 22 minutes, a low-scoring encounter as we thought. The Hoppers 2 straight for the Dogs 1-3-9.
Mooney and Johnson again. Smith picks it up. Nice handball. And releases Caden Winner. They get one to Tristan half forward. The green and gold. Wiedemann had a couple of bites at it. Ball hit the deck. Morrison there. Might be in trouble now. What's the umpire going to say? He's going to call it in. And he will throw it up. So right at the point of the 50, Logan Road end. North Albury lead 2 straight 12 to Wodonga's 139 on the steel line scoreboard. Opening term. We're almost gone 23 for NZ. Ball clamped in again. Umpire to take it. Rightio, Dan, inside 50s, mate. Opening term, thanks to 40 wings.
North Albury have had the 6 inside 50s, or Wodonga Bulldogs have had the 11.
Jorgensen gets his way through to Gill. Bouncing footy. Nice work from Mimo down low. Now he's in trouble. He's all over it. The umpire's going to let him off the hook with McIntosh over the top of him. And again, another stoppage.
He's your man, isn't he, Lukey? Young Mimo.
He is, Bobby.
I like the look of him. He does well.
He's a little terrier.
He is. Johnson trying to break through a couple of tackles. Ends up getting passed over to Jack Penny. Well, another stoppage. Point of the square. Just favouring North Albury. Kicking to the Logan Road end of Button Park. Johnson easily pushing Mooney out of the ruck. High up and under in the middle of the ground. Hayes left it behind. Here's the mud pole. Who's going to slide into the mud pole and put their body on the line? McIntosh does. Likewise, Mimo. Miller picks up a muddy Sharon. Tumbles it inside 50 looking for Spiteri. Keeps his feet on Gardner. That's a good matchup. Gardner doesn't give him an inch. Wins the ball at ground level, but his hand pass was almost intercepted. Campbell wins it back. Shovels it out to the left. There's a free kick here. I think it's going to Isaac Campbell. Not sure what for.
Holding the man in front of the faithful, and the faithful sort of made the decision for the umpire, and the umpire just agreed. So that must have been there if the faithful said it was.
Must have, surely. Isaac Campbell with a free kick for the Hoppers in his own defensive 50. He's going to try and switch it. Bit of a mongrel, but it works out all right for Julian Hayes. He's going to go down the middle of Button Park. Dangerous kick looking for Penny. Good pressure there from O'Sullivan. Penny able to stabilise. Goes out wide. McIntosh just touches it. No, out of bounds on the full. And a free kick to the Dogs right on centre wing.
There's 2 guys in that passage of play I think North Albury would like a bigger input in, is McIntosh and young Peppers Campbell as well. I think they're 2 players that have got enormous upside that play on either side of the ground. So I think the Hoppers will be looking for a lift out of those guys this week.
Just had a look at that Rigoni incident. It does not look good.
Okay, Yellens. It sounds like there's another player involved. Is there, Panda?
No, he just reached down looking for the footy from that grubber Cade Brown kick in the middle and just grabbed his knee and didn't look very good. Hello to Eddie Rigoni, the old man of Benny, who will be watching as well, no doubt, a little bit worried.
Beautiful. Panda picking that up thanks to Snapprint Solutions. That's who the pictures are brought to you by. Of course, you're listening on 1494 2AY. Bradshaw goes forward. That was Noah. Cullen dropped the mark. Doggies with a real scoring opportunity here close to the break. They've got to try and capitalise and make the most of it. Ball going forward. Yes, Spiteri, will he go off the ground again? Brought down.
Nice. Got it.
Yeah, he has. Oh, Bobby. Okay, so they did well to try and negate him close to home, but in the end, they've given away the free.
Once the ball hits the ground, defensive defensive sixers get nervous when this fella's around the footy. He just knows how to wriggle himself into some space and get a shot on goal.
Yeah, Flynn Gardner, he'll be filthy on himself. Spiteri, very low, and puts it through for 2. So he's picked up 2 majors in the opening term, very close to the break, Dan.
Yeah, you know how dangerous he is, Noah. As soon as he gets that ball on the ground, the defenders just get a little bit worried, and there's that errant grab or that hold, and Noah's going to make them see it every single time, and that brings us to quarter time.
It certainly does, and that's a 3-point lead to the Wodonga Bulldogs, who lead 2-3-15 to the Hoppers 2 straight 12. We'll see if Bobby Jackson get a bit of an injury update. Hotel. The Dogs lead by 3 points. This is O&M Live. First term done and dusted for A-graders, oils and batteries. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
We're clear.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Turban Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Turban Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Turban Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Albury Wodonga. OMFNL Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to Button Park, North Albury, where the Dogs hold a 2-3-15 to 2 straight 12 3-point lead here at quarter time. Might just really quickly cross boundary side to Bobby J. Can you give us an update, pardon me, first on Benny Rigoni? I believe you might have George Goody now.
Yeah, I just snuck up on George Goody here. He didn't see me coming today. So just a quick update on Benny Rigoni, mate. How's he tracking?
No, he's sweet. It's definitely not ACL, so that's the most positive thing.
That's a great result. What did Timmy say at quarter time to the boys?
I was actually chatting to the outside. I didn't hear much of it. So
that's a diplomatic answer. He sounds like a politician every week, doesn't he, boys?
He's a man that probably could run for power, actually, George Goody. He'd be as right-winged as anything as well as Dan Vaccaro last. What did you hear down there on the boundary, Bobby J, at quarter time?
Yeah, both camps were nice and relaxed and organised, and there was a lot of focus on where Rigoni was at. And as soon as they saw him walk into the huddle, they grew another. They got a bit of confidence out of that. So we're interested to see how he goes there. We'll keep an eye on whether he's got some lateral movement. Wodonga were obviously concerned about making sure they finish their work. They're getting plenty of ball inside 50, obviously stating the obvious. So what I might do, I've just got DJ just here, just loitering. I think he was looking for an interview, DJ, after his 3 or 4 goals in the second.
He kicked 3 goals,
yes,
thank you very much.
No worry, I saw Panda sneaking up to him saying you got the 3 votes, DJ.
We had to put a tag on Panda. I've never seen him move so well in the wings. Ball use was superb as well.
I think we'll end it there, DJ.
I reckon we end the call.
Oh, dear. He's taking the piss. He's a good man, DJ.
He had one opportunity and he took it, boys. He had one opportunity and he took it.
Dan Vaccaro, quickly recapping our CNL shower screens and wardrobes caught us best in the first term.
Yeah, well, it's got to be Tim Broomhead, 6 disposals, 2 goals. He got a hold of this game, and Julian Hayes, 9 disposals for him. Tom O'Sullivan was really good in the clinches for Wodonga, and Noah Spiteri, 4 disposals, but he kicked 2 important goals.
So we're about to get underway here in the second quarter, all thanks to Jayco Aubrey Wodonga. I reckon we could get you a Jayco to come up and down that Riverina Highway, Lukey.
Oh, Panda, I like the sound of that.
You've called it.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
It's got to happen now.
I'm not paying for it, though.
Oh, one of those. Here we go, Dogs by 3 points. Second chapter at Bunton Park on a beautiful day. Here goes Johnson. Nice work. Tumbles one. Forward, Mimo, down low. Got it to Noah Bradshaw. Try to reach Ollie Greenhill. McIntosh is there. Then they tie it up.
Might just say as well, Benny Rigoni back out on the ground. So for Eddie watching at home, he looks like he's strapped up his knee.
Great news. Greenhill, short to Noah Bradshaw. Pops one over the top to Mimo. Back to Noah Bradshaw. They link up beautifully, the Dogs. They go wide this time to Jet Cassidy. He's down on his haunches. Gets it back to Noah. About 3 possessions in that chain of work there for Maroon and White. Now Spiteri spins out of it. Gets it on the right. That one going across the face of goal and ends up in the hands of Isaac Campbell.
He wanted goal of the year then, Noah.
Yep.
After he spun out of a few tackles. Here come North Albury, rebounding hard out of defence. Hayes takes a bounce and then checks his kick back in the middle looking for Taylor. Really good fist from behind from the Dogs' defence. Going in hard here is Tommy Johnson. He's caught with a one-arm tackle. Gets a good kick out. Greenhill over around the footy. Rigoni applies a good tackle on Bradshaw. Stevens under the hammer. This is good pressure from North Albury. The Dogs are up to the challenge. Cassidy retreats back to Cassidy. Gets it back. In fact, it was Andrews. Greenhill off the back of the stoppage. Kick down the line looking for Mimo. Mooney sees it over. Boundary throw in right on centre wing. Dan Vaccaro, 40 minks.
Boys, we've been playing a minute 21, and Noah Bradshaw's had 5 disposals. Is that the quickest 5 disposals you'll see?
5 disposals?
5 disposals already this quarter.
Do you reckon the VFL stint's done wonders for him, Dan?
Well, sounds like it.
Back to the O&M.
Hope he gets more opportunity, Lukey.
That's it, Panda. His father's here. The great Daniel Bradshaw. What a gun he was.
Over there sinking cans in that marquee over there, Lukey.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yellens, inboard to Stevens. Squares one up. Look at this. To Gill. They play on the Doggies. Goes long to Gill. To Matt Wilson. Takes the mark. He might be a little crook. Oh, gee, he's very crook. Look at him. Bobby's might have caught one in the beak there.
Caught one in the honker. For a bloke who's been battling the flu all week, I don't think he needs it. I might have knocked a bit of phlegm out of the system. He's got blood nose. He's coming, boys.
Yeah.
And
I reckon he's having a spew up too.
Might be. And you fell into that trap early doors by calling him Ruben Burke. I reckon that's happened a lot of times over the last few weeks. They do look similar. They do look very, very similar. The same boots and similar physique. And
Ruben Burke operates with the singlet. And,
yes.
Matty Wilson lately has been going with the long sleeves.
Yeah, he's playing a bit further up the ground today, Ruben Burke. So I think they're looking at giving him a bit of space on that wing.
Gee, does not look good, Matty Wilson.
Jorgensen in the pocket here. Logan Road in.
Not a bad person to hand the footy over to, Lukey.
It seems like he's going to have a ping at the sticks here. Panda, let's have a look. Here goes Adam. As Blake Escott said, one of the great scoring midfielders of the comp, and that's 14, I understand, Blake Escott for the season.
Yep.
And a Sunjan goal of the day, Mr. Vaccaro.
Yeah, that's a fantastic finish by Adam Jorgensen. Feel like we don't talk about him enough. I know Panda said that. He's an absolute superstar, Jorgensen. He'd be averaging close to 20 disposals, and he's averaging just over a goal a game as well. So he's a fantastic footballer, Adam Jorgensen. So good finish by him, and a good start for Wodonga. 2 inside 50s. They've had 15 inside 50s already in this game to North Albury's only had the 7. So definitely the territory battle as well, and truly Wodonga's, but we know how good North Albury are when they get going.
Just quickly in that passage of play, I think Benny Rigoni just snuck off the ground, boys. I don't know if he's any good.
Alrighty, so we'll continue to watch that one for Benny Rigoni. Can't afford any more injuries, North Albury, especially the key players. There's a free kick here in the middle of the ground. The play's being called back, and it's a free kick to Tim Broomhead. Not sure what for. Did you catch that one?
Yeah, a little bit of holding off the ball. You know, obviously with a close checking player, there's going to be those infringements throughout the day, and I think that was one there. Timmy played it beautifully.
Looks like he's working out this tag pretty well early doors, Bobby, as well from Will Bradshaw.
Yeah, I think the Bradshaws are ganging up on him defensively, and I think there's a little bit of a handover as well as if he goes forward. So I think there's a bit of a team mentality here, but I think young Bradshaw's got first crack.
They have gone with Greenhill in the past, a number of occasions. Have the Dogs. So Broomhead in the middle of the ground. Beautiful kick, finds Mooney. Marks on the point of the attacking square. Lead comes from Crelly, ignored. Looks like he's going to kick this long to the top of the goal square. Poor kick over the head of Stevens, who put himself in a dangerous position. Reicherman handballed it to Stevens. Big tackle from Duncan. Dogger Dennis, the recipient of a wonderful defensive tackle from Duncan. And Dennis snaps through the Hoppers third. They move to 3 straight 18 to the Dogs 3-3-21.
We spoke about Dogger Dennis in the pre-match, that he's one of those players that needs to present a little bit better in that forward 50 for the North Albury Hoppers to fill the void of Minogue and Murphy not being in there. And he's an opportunist. He missed a couple of opportunities in that first quarter where he may normally have snaffled it, but that there was a quality finish. And they're going to need a lot more out of him today if they're going to be there when the whips are cracking later on in the day. But he's a quality player, and good players come to the fore in these sort of games.
3 goals apiece. Doggies up by 3 points at Bunton Park. Okay, man in green with the leather. In he comes. Up it goes. Let's have a look. Mooney clearly. Johnson's not actually jumping much in the ruck. He's letting Mooney tap it down, and then the midfielders are left to read it. Here they go. The Doggies through Noah Bradshaw, who's tearing this game apart. Inside 50. Beautiful mark. Nice work from James Pope. One of the great backline recruits for the Hoppers over the off-season. Short ball. Speaking of great backmen, look at this. Hayes to Penny. So they want to work it out towards the Alamein Avenue side. 30-metre kick to Wiedemann right up the ground. Morrison slightly got him high. So Wiedemann will get the kick here. 21 playing 18, as we said. Wodonga up. Winter just left of a centre circle. Plays on now, Caden. Low ball going in. Over the top of Angus Crelly. Back to Winner Irving. He's playing deep today for the Doggies. They get it to Greenhill. Kick smothered. Ollie's got to go again. So we'll get a second opportunity at it. They come out through Reichman. Nice work. About 4 metres, that.
That went 50 centimetres.
Oh, Lord.
That went about 4 metres. Deary me. What's going on there?
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. Okay.
It's one of the funniest decisions I've ever seen, I reckon.
McIntosh should be probably just as confused as us, I reckon, Bobby.
Yeah, that was a weird one, a strange one, but we are at Bunton Park, boys, and strange things can happen here.
They were your words, Bobby, not mine. Now, McIntosh about to have a shot. Yeah, he has. Cooper tight in the pocket. Wouldn't believe his luck after that 4-metre kick, and that's probably all it deserved too. Out of bounds on the full. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, well, a free kick here now to the Dogs. So we've had 1 goal apiece in this second quarter for Jayco. We've played 7 minutes for NZ Albury. The Dogs lead by 3 points. Must-win game for both clubs. The Dogs just sitting outside the 5, and the Hoppers, few injuries. Want to stay in touch with the top 3. Always a close game between these two. Andrews, geez, Winter Irving was pushed off the football so easily by Broomhead, who marks, goes inside 50 looking for Mooney. Ball hit the deck. The Dogs win it back through Bradshaw. Bobby Russell under pressure. Leighton Taylor mowed him down. A great tackle from Leighton Taylor, and he wins a free kick 40 out slide angle.
Combination of lack of awareness of what's around you and a little bit of probably lack of talk. It's from teammates as well in that situation. And Bobby Russell got run down from behind. And yeah, Leighton Taylor, the coach was scathing in his report last week on this fella's. So he's responding with some forward line pressure, which is exactly what the coach would be asking for.
I'll tell you what, Kyle Winter Irving can't get pushed off the footy that easy by a bloke half his size in Tim Broomhead.
Got to be better.
So Leighton Taylor for 2 in a row for the Hoppers. Casual approach, nails it. And the Hoppers answer back. They grab the lead. 4 straight 24 to the Dogs. 3-3-21. All that on the CV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro, what do you got for us, 40 winks?
Yeah, just a couple of poor moments from Wodonga exiting that back 50. Can't be getting out muscled, as Pandas mentioned. Kyle Winter Irving there. And then just a couple of little turnovers as well are really hurting them. But North Albury, they have responded very, very good. They've only had the 10 inside 50s for the game, as to Wodonga's have had the 16. But they're right up there in top. And we talk about their issues up forward, Wodonga. It looks like that's coming to the fore at the moment. North Albury, bitten back really well.
Yeah, beautiful. Dan, just tell us about your top 5 in the pre-game for this week, the topic.
Players that love a big feed, so the ones that can eat the 2-kilo steak challenge at the Drogerie Hotel.
Yeah, beautiful. There goes Penny. Jack tumbling ball in. Smith just beats him, goes by him. He's trying to get back on it. Nice work from the Dogs as they come out. A long one from Reichman. Now Tom O'Sullivan in pursuit of the footy. Reynolds is there. Nice work from O'Sullivan to Greenhill. Back out the back to Tom, who's taken down in a strong tackle. And the umpire's going to say, I'll have it. And a bit to go on with here, Bobby.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, the heat's turned up. Look at them going in,
What do you want to see?
And now it's formed into a pack, and that pack's on the ground.
And young umpire Matty Hughes has balled the footy up, and here come the Hoppers as the fight continues in front of their interchange bench. Inside 50 they go. Out the back, Angus Crelly running onto this footy. Will the ball sit for him? Morrison, great defensive effort. Wiedemann gets a hand pass from Crelly. Snapping from 30. Is it swinging back? It's not enough. And it's through for a minor score. The Hoppers, that's their first blemish of the day. 4-1-25 to the Dogs 3-3-21 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We played 10 minutes for NZ Albury. Bobby J, that was a bit too easy to transfer the footy down the far wing.
Yeah, it was. They're obviously distracted by what was going on with the little fracas, I suppose, and they got caught out the backside. That's as good as a clean stoppage as you'll see. And a couple of little things are creeping into Wodonga's game here where they just making some silly mistakes, and it's proving costly on the score with 2 goals and possibly a third just then.
Liam Andrews with the kick out of the fullback position. We've got a whistle here.
What was that for, Lukey?
Unsure, Panda. Burke with the footy.
Maybe a chop in the arms because he went up for the mark, Burke, and dropped it last second.
Here he is, Ruben. And he goes with a 40-metre kick to true centre wing. Winner Irving through his hands. And going back, Cullen. Jorgensen right on him. Cullen sweeps one out the side here to Hayes. Nice work to Caden Winner. Gets it up to Flynn Gardner, and they go back to Hayes. Beautiful footy from the Hoppers. Switches on. McIntosh, he's got to make this. He's got a doggy hot on his heels, and that's Noah Bradshaw. He's in trouble now. Noah's after him. McIntosh working away. The Dogs are about to pinch it through Yelland. Out to Mimo. Here goes Cade, left foot. High ball going in, sitting back there. Nice work, Darcy Cullen, and the Hoppers hold up.
Just fumbled there, Cooper McIntosh. When you fumble at this level, you put yourself under pressure. Weaven at half back, goes short. It's been marked out on the far wing by Isaac Campbell. Bites one off inside, the 45 to Winter. Just repeating, Ben Rigoni off the ground for North Albury with a knee complaint of some sorts. Hasn't come back on after he tried to get on the ground in this second quarter. The injury did happen in the first term. Weaven hugging the boundary line, looking for Leighton Taylor. Reynolds wins it for North Albury. Inboard hand pass to Riley Smith. It's a high up and under. Good defensive mark. Yeah. A wonderful intercept mark. An elite body and paint mark of the day from Noah Bradshaw. Deep in defence. Had to put himself in the hole. He goes out wide and finds Reicherman for the Dogs.
G's been sharp, Noah Bradshaw. How many now, Dan, thanks to 40 wings?
He's up to 14 disposals.
To Will, and then out wide with Ollie Greenhill on the Alamein Avenue side.
Matty Wilson going back on the ground, Bobby?
No, he's sitting right next to me. So a little bit forlorn at the moment. And on the flip side, Benny Rigoni's icing that knee, boy, so I'm pretty sure that's him done.
Johnson went up, couldn't take the ball in. Pope down at bootlace level. Weaven, they get it out the side here. Campbell wants to duck back. Now he wants to square one up here. That's okay. Good pick up to Moncrief. So Christian, right on the Logan Road end 50. Oh, tried to pick one off. He's turned it over to Tom O'Sullivan. Dogs coming in. They need to spot someone up over the top of Spiteri. Going back in the pocket. Looked to be Yelland. It was. Flynn Gardner comes out. His kick smothered by Spiteri. Out adjacent to the scoreboard, which reads the North Albury Hoppers 4-1-25 over Wodonga 3-3-21, thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
13 minutes gone for NZ, so a couple of injury concerns to both sides, it looks like, and no doubt Benny Rigoni will get a scan on that knee in the week. Ice on that, looks like he's done for the day. Mooney on to Pope. His hand pass looking for Hayes, intercepted by Jorgensen, who spins out of traffic and kicks the Sunjan goal today. A grubber to an open goal square. He's all class, Adam Jorgensen. The Dogs grab back the lead by 2 points, and Jorgensen's got a double.
He's been their most dangerous player, Adam Jorgensen, at the moment. He's been really good forward to centre, Bob.
Exactly. You guys sing his praises nice and early, and he's starting to reward you guys in regards to that. So it's starting to turn into the game that we thought it was going to be as Matty Wilson comes back on. He looks a little bit under the weather, boy, so... Yeah, there's two ways this can go.
It doesn't look good, does it?
There's two ways he can go about this. He can provide a couple of sparks of brilliance and get it over the line, or it's going to be a long day for him. So hopefully the former for the champ.
We're gone 14 for NZ in the second term, and already this game has got 3 dual goal kickers. Tim Broomhead, Noah Spiteri and Adam Jorgensen. Johnson, big one out of the ruck over the top. Tom O'Sullivan to Bradshaw, and he just thumps it in there, tumbling ball towards a 50. Hoppers try and hold up again. Jorgensen, Pope swings him around in the tackle. Nice work. from Campbell to Winter, then on to Hayes and back to Winter. Short one, 25-metre kick over the top. Mimo's onto this. Penny, though, takes it. Nice work, goes right out wide. Moncrief building beautifully here, the Hoppers. Wide kick to Jack Reynolds, who finds himself forward. Now he's 50 out. What's he got on here? Tries to shield the sun into Dennis. Good work. And Nathan takes it. He's on the 50-metre line here. Bobby, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to stretch him. That was a fantastic passage of play. That's probably the best passage of play for the day for the Hoppers in regards to ball control and moving the footy up the ground. That was it was quite clinical, and they controlled it, and there was no skill error. So this should be a reward for a good passage of play.
Looking directly into the sun, Nathan Dennis. He'll strike the footy from 45 out. Sweet contact coming across the face in the pocket. Bouncing ball, Crelly down low. Morrison's got him. What will the umpire say here? He'll take it in, and there will be a ball up. That's the Sports Club end.
Certainly is. We've played 15 minutes, second term for Jaco Albury Wodonga. It's the Dogs with a 2-point lead on the CMV Truck and Bar scoreboard. Winter tried to play for a free kick. Umpire rightly said play on. Quick snap from the Dogs, almost marked by Penny. Lambert wins it back for the Hoppers. Left foot kick to the top of the goal square. Wiedemann, 2 bites of the cherry, brought it to ground. Dogger Dennis just got a hand pass out. Falls away of a teammate. The Dogs working hard in defence. Jorgensen goes by hand. This is Jake Bradshaw, just puts it on the boot, looking for Ruben Burke on the wing. Pup Brown playing in front of him. Lambert goes through, wins a 50-50 footy. On to Brown, tries to get around Wilson, holding the ball. And a free kick to the Dogs on centre wing.
Okay, this game finding something extra now. Here goes Noah Bradshaw. Look at him, and he thumps it forward down to a one-on-one inside 50. Flynn Gardner and Spiteri. Isn't this a game to watch? Righto, O'Sullivan off the ground. Look at this for a goal. Oh! It's hit the post. Gee, that was a cracking attempt, Bobby.
Yeah, it was. Gigi works hard. He was inside the deep 50 there, and that's a great contest between Gardner and Spiteri, isn't it, boys? That's one you just can't seem to take your eyes off. That's fantastic.
Hayes, straight down the middle, finds Cade Pup Brown, making his first senior appearance for the side this week. He's the twos coach. Drills it to Caden Winter. How many for Caden Winter, Dan Vaccaro?
This will be his 11th, Panda.
Starting to get a bit of the footy. Goes short to Hayes. How many for him, please, Dan?
15.
Probably been the Hoppers' best. Penny goes short to young Zach Lambert, who is growing into this game. He goes short, finds Christian Moncrief. A couple of young under-18 boys teaming up down on the far side. His kick smothered as he tried to reload inside forward 50. Big tackle there by Christian Moncrief. Not sure who has the footy for the Dogs. I think it's Liam Andrews, who gets up from the bottom of the style pitch. And we have a ball up. Say 55, Lukey out from North Albury goal, far side of the ground, all thanks to McRae Motors.
Dogs up by 3, Panda. Is Johnson. Gill, he went in. Penny breaks away quickly on the left foot. Crelly down low, didn't get the best bounce. Oh, McIntosh with his head over the footy. Duncan got it off to Wiedemann. Left foot, this would be a terrific goal. Misses. True for 1 minus score. So 28 plays 26. 28 plays 26. The Hoppers trail by 2 points here in the second term. It's brought to you by Jaco Albury Wodonga.
Goes short out of defence to Charlie Morrison, who's become a father in 2025. Really ordinary kick from Charlie. Looking for a team out on the far flank, and it's gone out of bounds. We'll have a stoppage in front of the camber. What do you got for us, Bobby J? An update boundary side for the Newie.
I'm just thinking Winter will step up to the plate here with the absence of Regoni through the midfield there, boys. I think you can just see him starting to work his way into the game nicely.
Mooney goes by hand to Penny, out to Winter, tries to get past O'Sullivan, does, on to Smith, moving through traffic. His hand pass was intercepted by Noah Bradshaw. Going in here is Fester Duncan. He's got a problem. Umpire Mason Ring says, give it to me, Fester. And I'll have a ball up 40 out from Hopper goal. What have we had? We've had 2 goals apiece in this second quarter for Jaco. 2 of the Dogs' goals have gone to Adam Jorgensen, and the Hoppers have gone to Dennis and Taylor. And we have another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Hoppers. We've played 18 minutes, 8 goals in total in this game. Evenly poised, 4th versus 6. Penny fends off, and he's caught holding the ball. Really good tackle by Noah Bradshaw, who's setting alight Button Park. How many, Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks?
This will be 17th disposal.
Gee, must have an engine. Oh, he's turned it over to Jim Broomhead. exactly who you do not want to give it to. Tim goes low. Look at that, trying to find Penny. Gill. Gee, they're under pressure here. Stevens, nice work trying to get it to O'Sullivan. Duncan got a hand to it. Gill again. Stevens goes. Oh, got taken out by Crelly. Just got rid of him. Here comes Duncan to Crelly. Nice work from Mimo. A short one to Morrison. Out wide to Cassidy. Makes it yet. So the ball on half back for the maroon and white. 4-4-28 they lead to North Albury's 4-2-26 thanks to CMB Truck and Bus. They've gone close to 20 for NZ. In the second term, down the line goes Jet. Mooney all on his own, takes it for the Hoppers, and they're back in attack.
The sole ruckman today. There's no Brad Hutchison for North Albury. And no Zach Nugent for the Dogs. Two makeshift ruckmen. Taylor wins the clean ball at ground level. On to Hayes, who's going to reload long inside forward 50. What a kick from Julian Hayes. An elite body and paint kick of the day. Finds Dogger Dennis all on his own. That is what you can do when you can penetrate like that, Bobby J.
Certainly. There was a sloppy kick there from Mooney into the midfield there where it forced North Albury to play on, and which gave Julian Hayes a nice run at the footy and create that over-the-line kick, and that was a centimetre perfect pass inside 50, and this guy, you know, he just needs a little bit of space, and he can have a bit of a day out here.
How many for Julian Hayes now, Dan?
Yeah, Julian Hayes has had the 15 disposals this game.
So Dogger Dennis, who's already got one in the second quarter, 45 out, keeps it low, sneaks it home. Just. Geez, he kept it shallow, did Dogger Dennis. He's got his second, and the Hoppers now regain the lead. 5-2 to 4-4. They're back up by 4 points, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, it's shaping to be a really good contest. Panda, North Albury with a goal there. They have had the 16 inside 50s this game. Wodonga have had the 21. So it's reasonably even. It's a really good game. Caden Winter, as you said, he's really stepped up in the absence of Ben Rigoni. He's had the 8 disposals this quarter, 13 for the game for him as well. And we talked about Noah Bradshaw. He's putting together some performance. He's had 12 disposals this quarter.
Wow.
He's had 17 for the game. So he's dominating at the moment.
Going over 21 for NZ. That's a double now for Nathan Dennis as well. Okay, back in the centre of Bumpton Park on this glorious winter's afternoon. Mooney up high. So too is Johnson. Guess who? Noah Bradshaw. Mooney picks it up again, and Bradshaw, they fight over the pigskin. And the umpire again to take possession. So let's have a look. Basically a restart in the middle. Johnson got rid of Mooney. Cassidy, smothered by Campbell. Ball bobbed up in the air. Johnson with a big one over the top. Mooney though to Penny and on to Hayes. So let's have a look here from Julian. What can he spot up? Geez, a beautiful kick. Look at that. Oh, Leighton Taylor's taken it. Sticky fingers. A good mark, Bobby.
Yeah, I was just watching a little bit of fracas behind play. Tommy Johnson just...
Broomy.
Yeah, gave Timmy Broomhead a little bit of honesty feedback, I think, via some limbs. But, yeah, good inside 50 and good mark here, and shot on goal for North Albury. They'll be happy with a nice little buffer here at half-time when games are traditionally nice and tight between these two sides.
Leighton Taylor, let's have a look. Striking the Sharon from 40 out. He steered that one beautifully, Leighton. He's got it. So that's 2 for him. Gee, we've had some dual goal kickers in this game, Dan. 38. Plays 28, so it's out to a 10-point margin. Hoppers up on their home turf.
Yeah, really good finish there by Leighton Taylor. And, yeah, as Bobby said, just North Albury just get a little buffer before half-time, which is big in these type of games as we know how close it's going to be. So it's a really good watch. The stats-wise, 10 inside 50s this quarter for North Albury and only the 7 for Wodonga, so they're on top in that regard as well. And Caden Winter, he's had the 8 disposals this quarter.
Well, if you're asking for some players to stand up for North Albury coming into today, you would have said Nathan Dennis and Leighton Taylor.
Correct.
I reckon they've kicked 2 each, so they're doing their part at the moment. Just seems to be breaking down just a little bit for Wodonga as Mooney. Beautiful tap down to Broomhead, but the Dogs win it back through Jorgensen. On to Tommy Johnson. Checks his kick at the last minute, looking for Cade Memo in the pocket. Out the back here is Ruben Burke, left foot dribbler.
Ooh. Almost through from Jack Yelland on the goal line. It was a good cross, and it's through from line of score. The Dogs go to 4-5-29 to the Hoppers 6-2-38. And as I said, Bobby, just seems to be a little bit harder for the Dogs going inside forward 50.
Yeah, you're right. They just need to be a bit smarter going inside forward 50 with some cleaner footy.
Gone very wide here. Miller. Cullen got it out. Well done to Flynn Gardner. Flynn over the top to Campbell, who's playing a very good game. Cullen picks it up. Now he's got to duck back inside. Campbell's got to go again. Up against Mimo. Gets it on his left foot eventually. Castillo went by him. Flynn Garner, straight to Miller. Tom got swung around a big tackle, gone. So Flynn Garner to take the pill here. Duncan spears it back to him. Flynn, he wanted to play on quickly and then he just held it up. 38 playing 29. Hoppers up thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. Second turn, there goes Moncrief. Inboard to Lambert. Nice work to Mooney. So they load up again, the Hoppers. Sports Club and Wiedemann. Got edged under the footy. Dennis out the back. Can he pick it up, Nathan? Heading towards the chalk here. He's trying to keep it in. Ducks around. Does a 360. Gets it back to Wiedemann. Looping hand pass over the top to Smith. Short ball now. And they fire it back out. Now Penny's about to load up here. He gets on the boot. Sends it for home. That's a terrific Hoppers goal. The green and gold at their absolute best. A great team effort. A Sunjan goal of the day.
You nailed it there, Lukey. A great team effort. That started across half-back by a couple of youngsters in Lambert, and I think it was Moncrief, who handballed it off to Mooney through the middle. That was a fantastic passage of play, and a little bit of combination out the far side. A phone box sort of work there with by hand, and they got a nice shot on goal. Penny was their shining light last week in regards to the performance of against the Rovers, and he's following it up today. He's playing a really good leaders game there through the midfield.
Yeah, and that forward craft there by North Albury was fantastic. They're able to just keep him off for a couple of moments there, and Jack Penny just launches it from 50 metres out as well. So a really good finish this second quarter. North Albury well and truly on top.
Tell you what, they'd be pretty happy with the input of a couple of young fellas, Lukey, I reckon, in Moncrief and Lambert.
Yeah, a great injection, Pen. It's just some real energy.
Who have played pretty well so far in this second term for Jaco Wodonga. So that's 3 on the trot for North Albury. What do the Dogs have in return? We know they'll come. Bradshaw, tumbling old kick to half forward, just bounces in the field of play. Cullen has to sit under the footy. That was holding the ball. Yellen applied a good tackle. Miller off a step, just outside attacking 50. Top of the goal square. Johnson in the prime position. It was a beautiful kick off a step from Miller. Johnson had the sit on Pope, and he can go back directly in front, 15 out.
Yeah, good mark by the old fella in front. To say they need this just before half time's an understatement. But another forward entry that went via the Cape. They outside, way outside the line that they'd want to be going in. So they need this goal by Tommy Johnson.
So Tommy Johnson doing it all this year, playing in defence, playing as a ruckman today. He's missed. Wow. And he gets a bit of feedback from James Pope, so they really needed that directly in front. You have to make the opposition pay, and Tommy Johnson usually doesn't miss those. 4-6-30. The Dogs, 7-2-44. We've had 10 scoring shots, the Dogs, to 9 for North Albury, and the Hoppers lead by 14 points.
Blake Escott for McRae Motors. Yeah, gee, that hurts. It hurts, doesn't it, Bobby? I mean, shot themselves in the foot there, the Doggies.
They've missed probably 2 or 3 that they would like to think that they should have kicked, and it can be contagious. It can be contagious.
Mooney under the ball. There's a whistle here. Seems to be a push out, so he will get it, Jamie.
In reverse, Lukey, the North Albury Hoppers have kicked a lot of their set shots, haven't they?
Oh. Yeah, they have. That's it, Panda.
Yep, exactly.
Got to nail them, don't you? Scoreboard pressure, it's just everything, particularly at this level. Rightio, bouncing ball. Tom O'Sullivan squeezes one out the side. Knocked on. Good work. Doggy brought down Jake Bradshaw. He's in trouble. He's gone. Right on half time. This would be an 80-metre kick if it was to be a shot at goal. It's not. And the siren goes. Rightio, that is the long break at Button Park. And at half time, it is the North Albury Hoppers 7-2-44, leading the Wodonga Bulldogs 4-6-30. Okay, the halftime show coming up for Elders Rural. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Everybody get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Turban Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Turban Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Turban Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Oval, it is the halftime show for Elders Rural in a sunbathe Bunton Park, I should say.
Yes, that's better.
It's very, very good. What did I say?
Bunton Oval.
Did I? Bunton Oval? Well, it is an oval. I'm right. It's got a very nice picket fence as well.
Yep.
The old Bunton Park, but it is half time and it's North Albury 7-2-44 leads Wodonga 4-6-30. And I will go through some stats before we get to our other man as well. Timmy Broomhead, he's up to 8 disposals for the game. Really well held that quarter, I thought, as well. Benny Rigoni, we said, he's got a few knee problems as well. Caden Winters up to 13. Julian Hayes been North Albury's best. He's on the 18 disposals. Jack Penny's had the 8 as well. And for Wodonga, Matt Wilson, who we've spoken about, he's very, very crook. He's only had the 2 disposals. He's hardly been on. Noah Bradshaw, he has just been an absolute star so far. 20 disposals for him, 15 in that quarter. Bobby Jackson and Tom O'Sullivan 13 as well. And Bobby, really interesting half.
Yeah, it was. And I can't help but be more impressed with the way North Albury moved the footy, particularly in the second half of that quarter there, where they were a lot cleaner, moving the ball into their forward 50 and in turn got some really nice shots on goal. And they made the most of their shots on goal, whereas Wodonga, their forward entry 50 was, into their forward 50 was scrappy at best and wide at best, and gave. When you've got forwards like Noah Spiteri and Tom Miller and the like, where they're opportunists, they need good, clean footy. Jet Cassidy, and they need clean footy to advantage, whether it's in the air or on the ground. At the moment, Noah Spiteri can't go man-on-man wrestle, with a bear in the square type sort of setup. And, even Winter Irvin, he needs a bit more of a ball that's to his advantage. Otherwise,
Noah's the cream on top type of forward.
Yeah. Well, Harry Williams just having a day out. He's had 4 or 5 intercept marks, and the back six, young Gardner's having his way with Spiteri because the ball's coming in the way he wants it. If you're a defender, you're nervous when the ball's at your opponent's advantage, where the ball's out in front or on the ground where you can't get to it or have no advantage to it. At the moment, the footy's coming in that horrible for the Wodonga Bulldogs forward 50, forward 60, that they've got no room to move. And Spiteri only needs a couple of steps and he's off and running, and he's not getting that at the moment purely because of the injury, and that'll frustrate the Wodonga coaching staff. On the flip side, Timmy Broomhead would have been wrapped with the way the football was moving, and particularly the 2 youngsters, Lambert and Moncrief, they got a fair bit of footy, and it was quality football as well, and they showed some signs of really high-end football where they're coming through a good system and they're not too far off the mark, and they've shown that they're not out of their depth as well. But Julian Hayes is controlling things across half back and getting footy on his terms. Mooney's playing that behind the kick role as a ruckman very, very well, and Wiedemann's providing a target up forward. And Dogger Dennis is showing signs of the Dogger Dennis we know and love in that forward 50. And I like the idea of Caden Winner going into the midfield and playing that role that unfortunately Benny Rigoni's been playing. So I'm a big fan of the way that they're playing, and Panda just showed me a scoreline now.
I'll get to the scores in a minute.
But yes,
if you've got some goal kickers as well for us,
I have. I've got the goal kickers for North Albury, Tim Broomhead with 2 in that first quarter, and then a couple of doubles in the second quarter to Nathan Dogger Dennis and Leighton Taylor, and also Jack Penny with a nice 50-metre bomb from. It was a great finish by one of their leaders who's been playing some good footy. And for the Wodonga side, I have got Noah Spiteri with 2, Adam Jorgensen with 1, and I've missed the final goal kicker there, D-Vac. I'm hoping you could help me out with it.
I'm no help to you. I don't take the goals.
No.
But,
might have been Jorgensen. Sorry, Jorgensen with 2.
Jorgensen as well. He's been very good, Adam Jorgensen, for Wodonga Bulldogs. And we'll quickly go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. There's some other games, of course, in the Ovens and Murray. And this one here is a surprise to me, Bobby Jackson. Panda just showed us the scorecard there. Aubrey Tigers 9-5-59, leading Wang Rovers 4-9-33. So that is a potential boil over we could see this round. Lavington Panthers, comfortable lead over Myrtleford 7-5-47 to 4-4-28. Wodonga Raiders 2-8-20 plays Cora Rutherglen 8-5-53. And Wangaratta 8-10-58 leads Yarrawonga 5-4-34 as well. Now, Bobby, put your coaching hat on. Go into the rooms. We'll start off with North Albury. What have they got to keep doing to extend this lead?
I think more of the same that second half, that quarter. They'd be happy with their ball movement and ball control. as Pandas has been.
So Blake Penderecott has just dipped a battered salve into about a litre of gravy. So not a good sight.
No, Timmy wouldn't be asking for more gravy and more battered salves at halftime. That's for sure. No. But he'd be asking for more of that ball control across the centre of the ground and more. The quarterback role that Julian Hayes is playing is providing such drive and clean footy through the midfield there, and giving the forward 6 of North Albury the clean footy that they crave for. So I'd be thinking that they'd want more of the same of what that second half, that quarter presented for the Hoppers.
And if you're Twitty and Jack O'Sullivan, what are you saying? What are we doing to get them back into the contest?
I'd be normally. You don't show that you're frustrated. You walk in there with a clear plan and have a solution to the problems that are presented in front of you. And I think the one for me is getting. It was the exact opposite to what North Albury do. Is get some clean footy through the middle of the ground and get some entry into some dangerous spots into that forward 50 and give the players, the kick-out scores, an opportunity to do their thing. The likes of Spiteri and Miller and Cassidy in that forward. They're opportunists. They need opportunities, and they're not getting it. They're not getting a clean opportunity to do what they do best. So
I think the long-term problem is, and it's a bit of an elephant in the room, isn't it? They really need a key forward, Wodonga.
And I did hear.
So obvious.
I did hear that you and Panda off air there when I walked in that you had a solution for that, but I'm not sure that you robbed Peter to pay Paul. Charlie Morrison's a key pillar. You need to find someone to fill his role in that back 50. Is Carruthers that, or is Andrews that, or do you throw Ruben Burke behind the footy?
And that's the other problem they have, is that they're not a one-man show in defence, but he really rallies that defence together. So when you take him out, yes, you're
he's possibly
right.
He's possibly the security blanket and the guy they rely on to stop the dangerous inside 50. So do you put Ruben Burke inside that forward 50, or do you put Tommy Johnson, who's played a lot of footy, inside that forward 50 and say, right, Jono, catch some footies and kick some goals for us? And young fella Burke, you play in the ruck. And
I think that's the call. I'd like to see Burke in the ruck and Johnson up forward.
Well, he played in the ruck there, I think might have been the corresponding game. Was it early in the season or late last year, and actually had an impact on the game. So I feel as though that they just need to shuffle the magnets just a little bit to find the right look for
the romance of it, though, of Charlie going forward and kicking four in the next half. That would be very good to watch.
There's not much romance in footy, mate.
Yep. That is exactly right. That's the voice of Bobby Jackson. And that is a wrap for the halftime show for Elders Rule, because we're going to go to a netball wrap as well. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
This is the netball wrap, thanks to Ray White Wodonga. In today's round 11 clash, the Panthers took on Myrtleford. The Panthers, the victors, 53-42. They came out of the blocks blazing with a 6-0-0 start before the Saints played themselves back into the game, getting the game back to even close to halftime. But it was the Panthers with all the positive action from that point forward and really maintaining a healthy lead. Best players for the Panthers today, the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, Ellie Lyons, Sarah Meredith in goalkeeper, Maddie Lloyd in wing attack, and youngster Rachel Galvin in wing defence. All really positive for the Panthers, and Taylor Cartwright really stood up in defence for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. In the other games, Cora Rutherglen have suffered their first loss of the 2025 season, going down by 8 goals to Wodonga Raiders. Albury notching their second win of the season, 51-36. Wangaratta, another upset, 44, defeating Yarrawonga 40, and North Albury a 10-goal win over the Wodonga Bulldogs, 57-47. That concludes round 11 in the Ovens and Murray netball. This is the netball wrap, thanks to Ray White Wodonga.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Turban Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Turban Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Turban Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Live on 2AY.
Third term about to get underway, all thanks to Weisner's after a brilliant halftime show by Bobby Jackson and Dan Vaccaro. Really quickly, around the grounds in the SS&A Ovens and Murray for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. So Albury have put on a 8-goal-to-1 second quarter.
Stunning.
To lead the Rovers by 26 points at half-time. They trailed by 14 at quarter-time to the Albury Tigers.
Jesus.
3 goals to Matty Walker. So that is an unbelievable scoreline down there at the sports ground.
Just when you think you have a grasp on this league, boys.
What the heck's going on there?
The breakaway's coming, boys. Don't worry about that. Lavington 7-5-47 to Myrtleford 4-4-28.
Little cheapy in there.
Wodonga Raiders 2-8-20, trailing Koi Rutherglen 8-5-53. And the Magpies 8-10-58 over Yarrawonga 5-4-34. So, boys, this is the closest game, a 14-point margin. We picked a beauty here on O&M Live, and we wouldn't have expected anything else because these two sides, Bobby, always play a close game.
They certainly do, boys. And just the one I noticed there was both the Wodonga coaches, Tommy O'Sullivan and Jared Twitt, were both addressing the team out on the ground in their final little huddles just down in front of the goals before the teams break out into their position. So, yeah, this sense of urgency, I suppose, a sense of desperation of the season being on the line in the second half. So, and Matty Wilson's starting on the ground. We spoke about him at the half time that he needs to give us something as far as being one of our favourites on O&M Live. He's going deep forward with Noah Spiteri, so that might be the move that gets. And Tommy Johnson starting forward as well.
Here we are, third term underway for Weisner's. Good tap one by Burke. The Hoppers hold a 14-point advantage. Penny on to Julian Hayes, who hand passes to Mooney, who runs through the mud patch here at Button Park. Good kick into the pocket. Taylor. Tell you what, that just looked a little bit too easy out of the middle from North Albury, and Leighton can go back for number 3.
Yeah, a couple of sets of clean hands there, and the big fella done well to get through the mud without slipping over and falling over, and that was a fantastic kick inside 50, and Leighton Taylor's providing a nice target down forward with Dogger Dennis.
So, when he gets the Dukes up, it's a pretty good mark, isn't he, Leighton Taylor, Lukey?
He is, Panda. That's been his test, hasn't it? Just holding on to the pill.
So, a kick from 45. Kick on the way is a beauty. Absolutely nailed it. I'm not sure if North Albury have missed a set shot all day. Leighton Taylor's kicked 3, and they kicked the all-important first goal of the third quarter for Weisner's. Margin back out to 20, and Bobby, those set shots are proving vital for the Hoppers.
Well, that's just a good reward for a fantastic passage of play. I struggled with my F's there, boys. Got the reward that the midfield have been working really hard to get clean footy through that centre of the ground, and for him to finish off the play that's great team play. And he was asked to lift after last week's game, and he's kicked 3 goals, and his coach will be happy about that.
Smart move by the North Albury Football Club or the Albury Council by putting this secondary centre circle in just this side of the mud pit. Would have been a nightmare had they balled the footy up in the clay. Here goes Penny down at ground level. Noel Bradshaw stood up in the tackle. Mooney there over him. Umpire again to take it.
We've got 2 weeks before North Albury play another home game, Lukey. If I'm the council, I'm getting a roller out here and I'm rolling that mud patch.
Yes. Sounds good, Panda. Here's Burke. He just hooks it around his body inside 50 for the Dogs. Oh, Johnson got up high over the top. And coming through low was Mimo. Nice work going in. Zach Lambert, the debutant. And he's gone. What's going on there? Gee. Okay.
Dived on it, Lukey, apparently.
Dogs have got it. So let's see what they can generate here. They're going inside 50 through Russell, top of the goal square. At the back, Johnson takes the mark, carried the pack, and ended up with Tommy Bobby.
A couple of changes we asked for at half-time was young Rubenberg to go into the ruck, and he's provided a couple of winning taps in the middle straight away, and Johnson, who's playing on, and he's kicked the goal. So Tommy Johnson providing a target. He already 2 inside 50s have gone in his general area, and he's provided a 50-50 and a mark. So a couple of changes with the Magnets at half-time from Wodonga have provided different looks, and we needed an adjustment there from the Hoppers' point of view.
Yeah, that is the move that we've been waiting for. And Tommy Johnson, he might just be that secret weapon, Lukey, up forward. He looks like he's the only player for Wodonga that can really just take that contest and grab a mark. So that's a really good finish for him, and 2 early inside 50s for Wodonga and North Albury apiece as well. So it's a really interesting watch.
So that breaks a run of 4 goals in a row for the Hoppers. That Tommy Johnson major needed to make up for a pretty poor miss in the second term. Directly in front, Tommy Johnson, who's such a good player, has been for a very long time for the Dogs. Another ball up in the middle. 50 plays 36, 14-point lead to the Hoppers. Third term for Wiesners. On a cracking Saturday arvo, about to flick into July. Burke, big high up and under. Flynn Gardner floats across the pack and takes a wonderful elite body and paint mark of the day. Does Flynn, who's turned into a really good defender after starting out his career as a small forward for the Hoppers. Goes short to Lambert. Great debut for Zach. Goes short to Fester. He's going to flick it back to Harry Weaven. And goes short to Julian Hayes. So they're just chipping around the defence here, North Albury, holding onto the footy, getting it into the hands of their kickers. And here's young Zachy Lambert with another disposal.
And he plays on to Hayes and over the top to Duncan. Got it with 2 hands. Jorgensen comes in, though, to create some trouble. Johnson dragged that in. Now the ball leaves the vicinity through Caden Winner. Oh, bad one from Caden. Blew off the side of his boot, out of bounds on the full. So Gill will take it.
Matty Wilson coming straight to the bench, Lukey. Can hardly run.
Yeah, if you join us for the pre-game, just prior to the bounce, we got some news through that he wasn't well at all, Matt Wilson, so he's battling the flu. Johnson over the top again. Good mark from Cullen front spot. Big Darcy. Lambert wants it. True centre half back. Spateri was onto it. So Cullen's about to load up. And he goes with a big kick. The half forward flank. Jake Bradshaw through his mitts. Reichman gets it out the back. Turns it over. Away goes Reynolds. Jack with a floating ball towards a full forward position. Oh, Crothers taken down. Noah Bradshaw. Nice work to the guard dog Morrison. And they square one up to Greenhill.
Yeah, Dogger Dennis just slipped over as the kick went inside 50 for the Hoppers. The Dogs benefit. Here's Ollie Greenhill in front of the marquee on the far side. Poor kick out of defence. It's been intercepted by Zach Lambert. Gee, this kid's got some poise. I don't know how many disposals he's had. He's probably had 12, 13.
He'd be right up there.
Kick almost turned over. It is, in fact, Greenhill. Retreats back to O'Sullivan. Gives it to Greenhill. Underground hand pass. Asked a lot of Mimo. And here come the Taylor. Big tackle on Mimo. And we'll have a ball up just outside the Hoppers 50. Alamein Avenue side of the ground. 6-8-2-50. The Hoppers to the Dogs 5-6-36 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
A lot of numbers at the stoppage. Wiedemann gets one out the side. Crelly, the former Leeton Crow, hooks one back on the right foot. Jorgensen worked Winter under the ball, coming through McIntosh. Gets one out the front to Penny. Wide hand pass. And ends up with McIntosh again. Low ball into the pocket, bouncing. Reitman taken down in a strong tackle. Play goes on. Reynolds went by Duncan. Greenhill's got to work down low. Well done from Charlie Morrison. Look at that clearing kick. He does it again. Pope gets a hand to it. Here comes Mooney. Shovels one out to Campbell. Wide ball. Ospatieri. Did he cop one high there? Yes, he did. So he's a long way from home. He's back with a centre wing. Into Jorgensen. Dogs on the move.
Yep, they've got options in the middle if Jorgensen can get there in time. He does. One of those is Riley Gill. Good transfer of play onto Greenhill. Lowers the eyes. Good mark making by Russell, who plays on strangely.
Oh.
Why did you play on, Bobby boy? He ran around, snapped it, and he missed.
He gave his team a mouthful. I'm not too sure what for.
Yeah, he did. He gave it to Gill. What was all that about?
I'm not sure why you're giving a mouthful, Bobby. You've marked 30 metres out slide angle. You've played on, you've missed. Minor score, 5-7-37 the Dogs to the Hoppers 8-2-50.
Yeah, you got to wear that one yourself. Anyway, Here goes Brown, Cade, long. Look at that free kick, picking up Smith. So the Hoppers have got over the back of the zone. Now they've got to push back the Doggies. Smith has held this up for a while. He had to wait for the Hoppers to get back. Here goes Smith. He's gone wide with that. Trying to pick up Taylor. Gets him. So Leighton's hands are sticky today.
Yep. Been very good, Leighton Taylor.
It's really got that clutch on the Sharon.
Might have been those frothies you had with Dan Vaccaro last Saturday.
It always helps.
Yeah. Bit of
He's
Tarzan's
a
grip.
good man.
It always helps.
Here goes Lambert, and he goes for home on debut, the young man. Look at that, long towards the goal square, over the back. Play goes on. Dennis, taken off it. Free kick to the Doggies, so they do win it back in their back pocket at the Logan Road end.
Holding the ball. And I reckon Doggers, has he given away a 50 here? Yep.
It is.
I reckon he has.
Yeah.
So that was silly, and the Dogs get to him. It's a free kick, a 50-metre free kick
This
to
can
Charlie
only be reversed
Morrison.
here.
Yeah, I don't know why Wodonga need to do it when they've got a 50.
They need the players up near the ball.
Yep, just showing a bit of retribution. So here's Jorgensen, who goes out to the centre wing as the fight continues on in the pocket, and the Dogs turn it over. They need the numbers. Weaven goes to Riley Smith, who should have probably given it back to Weaven. Instead goes inside forward 50. Burke got two hands to it. McIntosh tried to play for the free kick. O'Sullivan gave it to Stevens, breaking through the pack. Goes out wide to Jake Bradshaw. Dainty little kick down the line has been marked by Liam Andrews. The Hoppers by 13. 8 minutes played for NZ. Third term for Wiesners.
Blake Escott calling for McRae. Motor Stevens, nice work. Spins out of the K. Brown tackle. Right foot, look at that. Picking up Russell. He won't play on this time, Bobby.
No, he's a quick learner, Bobby Russell, so he'll go back and have a shot at goal here. A better passage of play there, a little bit undisciplined in the back half there where they've wasted opportunity off the back of a 50, but they rebounded really well there, and that little passage of play there with some smart ball movement, and they need to finish this. They need to finish this to break bring the margin back to 7 points.
That's it. They trail by 13 at present. Bobby Russell. He'll strike the Sharon from 45 out. Let's have a look. He can make up for that mistake a moment ago, and he's pulled that one to the left. It's one minus score. So 50 plays 38. 50 plays 38. North Albury up in the third term on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
So wasting a couple little chances here, the Dogs, just to bring the margin back. Here's Lambert. He's growing into the game. Goes short to Duncan. Fester. Gussie's man. He's shattered. He's not calling Fester. Goes wide to Flynn Gardner. Just in the field of play. And he goes short to Christian Moncrief. He's going to give it back to Flynn Gardner. That's not 15. It isn't. Gardner, good kick down the wing. Finds Angus Crelly in a pocket of space. Gives it to Tim Broomhead, who runs and charges forward. Kicks to an open paddock. Kick from Broomhead is a beauty.
Oh, wow.
Bobby J, talk to us about that. Lands in the lap of Wiedemann, and he will line up right side for a left foot up 45 out up against the boundary.
He worked his bum off to get the handball received there, and he's kicked that ball to space, and it's almost willed Wiedemann to get to the footy and mark it. That was words can't explain how good a kicker that was.
So Jackson Wiedemann, who hasn't kicked a goal since transferring forward yet, is tied up against the boundary, kicking to the Logan Road end of Button Park. Extend the margin to 18 points. Comes in, out to the left. Does it just squeeze in for a point? It does. 8-3-51 the Hoppers to the Dogs 5-8. 38, 13-point lead on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We played 10 minutes for NZ.
Okay, Dogs have got to sense the moment now. They can't let this game get away from them. They must kick the next. Important period in this game. Here's Noah Bradshaw tearing out. O'Sullivan misses him. He's gone to Mooney in front of Burke, which was interesting. I don't know if it was the right option. Ruben had to win it back. Left foot. Noah Bradshaw got a bugger of a bounce. There goes Smith. Jake Bradshaw with it now. Out to Noah. Rolled off his shoulder. And they take him down. He's on the Button Park turf. Umpire to take control. 51 playing 38. 51 playing 38. North Albury up over Wodonga. What's the latest down there, Bobby? Thanks to the Newmarket.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how things pan out with North Albury being a rotation down with Regani out, but also Wodonga, what they're going to get out of Matt Wilson for the rest of the day as well. So it's just a little bit of cat and mouse here, I suppose, to use Matty Wilson where they can, and North Albury being smart with their rotations.
Bob Jackson, Dan Vaccaro, Blake Escott and Luke Francis at Button Park on 1494 2AY O&M Live. Yelland off the ground. Broomhead's there with Mimo. Smith in close. Winter comes away with it. Gets a kick forward. over the back. Nice mark taken by Tom O'Sullivan. Doggies hold up in defence.
How many for Tommy today, Dan Vaccaro?
Tommy O'Sullivan's coming up for his 16th, Panda. Been pretty solid.
Has indeed. Almost kicked goal of the year before with a soccer off the ground. Hit the post, it did. Finds little Cade Mimo.
I like Cade Mimo.
Yep.
Been solid.
He's had a good month, averaging over 20 disposals. His kick on that opportunity was
Mosty.
turned over. Riley Smith onto the left foot of Darcy Cullen. His kick was smothered by Jet Cassidy, who does really well to win an important 50-50. Pup Brown, though, went in for North Albury, shoveled it out wide to Jack Reynolds. Inside 50 kick was poor, looking for Taylor. The Dogs win it back. Bradshaw, left foot dainty kick. Made a lot of hard work for Mimo. Pope on his hammer. Tackles him to the ground. Wants a free kick for holding the ball. Umpire Ash Broughton says, give it to me. Common sense. And we'll have a ball up 48 metres out from North Albury goal. They lead 13 points, 51-38 for Inspirations Paint. Lukey Francis, we played 13 minutes for NZ.
Certainly have, Pena. Wiedemann off to Penny. Hooks it back on the right. Tom O'Sullivan going back for the footy in the pocket. Logan Rodan, Leighton Taylor. Reichman brings him down. He'll be gone here, Leighton. Yep. And Aaron to take the kick. Dan, have we got our marks inside 50 for the game?
Not today. Sorry, Lukey.
Get better, Dan. You're better than that, Dan.
You didn't put it on my sheet.
I left it vacant for you to write in yourself.
Nah, you got to put it in there every week. Thank you.
Not like Dan Vaccaro, not to take responsibility.
No. A bit of common sense doesn't go astray, Lukey.
I've got Reichman. Aaron. Up towards Yelland. They need something out of this. The Dogs plays on. Oh, missed Noah Bradshaw with the hand pass. God. And then Smith went in. Pack over the footy.
It's in
Ball
the back.
held in. Yeah, it is. Rightio, here we go. They're on the move now. Noah Bradshaw's got it. Now, what's he got on? He goes right out wide. Picks up Russell on the 50 arc. Low to the pockets. Pateri. Oh, he loves these opportunities right here, Bobby. He loves these situations.
He certainly does, but the ball through the middle there was an opportunity for that to be clean and give them a better entry inside 50. And a little bit of a fumble and a little bit of a restart, and they've had to go via the Cape to come inside and have a shot on goal. So they'd be frustrated with the cleanliness through the middle of the ground.
Noah Spiteri. She'd love this. Across the face. Look at Broomhead get off the ground. Thumps it through for 1- score. Rightio. 51 playing 39. 51 plays 39. Hopper's still up at Barton Park on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We're going 15 for NZ in the third.
After a 7-goal second term, we've only had the 2 in an evenly poised third quarter. Kick from Broomhead out of defence is another beauty. Finds Christian Moncrief. Goes short down the far wing. Finds Jack Reynolds. The boy from Mara. He's going to hug that boundary line. Kicks to it. 2v1. Wiedemann did well. So did Charlie Morrison to win it back and repel for Wodonga. Floats one to half forward. Cade Pup Brown left it behind. Spiteri does well. Inboard kicks all right. Finds Tommy O'Sullivan on the left, who's got options in the middle. Jorgensen marks just adjacent to the mud patch. Goes short. Finds Jack Yellen in the middle of the ground for the Dogs.
And Jack wheels and goes. Sends it inside 50. Spiteri. Oh, went through his hands. Here goes Flynn Gardner on the move for the Hoppers. Now they can really hurt on the rebound here. Smith can pick it up. He wants to go back out of the contest. Winter down the line to Reynolds. Now they can build on something here. He's got Pope on in the middle. Jack ignores him. He wants to go wide to Duncan, the man from West Wyalong. Let's see what he can do, Kieran. Now, he's got Weaven on in the middle. They still want to ignore the corridor. The Dogs have got it shut off, so Kieran goes right down the line. Leighton Taylor launched at the back. Mooney picks it up. Johnson tries to claim him. Yeah, was it there, Bobby?
Yeah, Jono just slipped one up high and got him across the chops there, so that a free kick will come from that. So just a little bit sloppy by the old fella.
This should really hurt the Dogs
and
here.
he's slipped off.
Okay.
That hurts, Luke.
Yeah, I think this would nearly, I don't want to go too early. By gee, Dan, you're telling goal this
Well,
one.
it's never stopped it before.
Yeah, it would be a telling goal for sure, and it's disappointing.
It will be a telling goal. He's going to kick it from the goal square, unfortunately.
Jamie Mooney strolls in, pops it over the goal umpire's head.
Must be his first.
57 plays 39. 57 plays 39. North Albury up over Wodonga. Shocking free kick and 50 given away. Okay, Hoppers Might be hard to run down from here.
Yeah, they're putting together a good game, North Albury. They're still in with a sniff, Wodonga. Still a little bit to go in the third term, but 6 inside 50s apiece this quarter. It's just a story of North Albury taking the most of their opportunities, and Wodonga just don't have that forward X factor. If you take after Noah Spiteri, it looks like there's not really anyone else, which is a concern for Wodonga going forward. But Tom O'Sullivan, he's been really solid today. 17 disposals for him. Noah Bradshaw, he has had the 23 disposals so far in this game as well. So he's been really good on the 40-wing stat sheet. Julian Hayes has been North Albury's best. He's had the 22 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. Lukey.
9-3-57 to 5-9-35. So 12 scoring shots to 14. There's a free kick here. Must be a centre square infringement. Everyone's confused. No one knows what's going on. And it's a free kick to North Albury after all that. Julian Hayes, rebounding hand pass from Mooney. He's going to pump it along to the goal square. Taylor with the sit. Went very early. Well done, Liam Andrews. Kept his feet. Taylor over this football. Worried off it by Morrison. In fact, it was Stevens. Good pressure here from both sides. Fighting hard for the Sharon. And we'll have a ball up. Tied up against the boundary. Logan Road end. Hoppers have kicked 2 goals to 1 in this third term for Wiesners. We've played 18 minutes for NZ Albury. Blake Penderescott with you. And Luke Francis for McRae Motors. Hand pass come out towards Penny. Wanted a free kick for a hold. On to Reynolds, who tries to balk. Hand pass missed Penny as he tried to get it back. O'Sullivan on to Burke, who kicks a big torpedo punt as far as he can out of defence. Clears about 60 metres. Lambert tackled by Miller. Did he get rid of it? Umpire says give it to me. Ball up on the wing. Hoppers by 18. Dan Vaccaro around the grounds to Mr. Stowe's Poolwell.
Yeah, Albury Tigers 10-6-66 with Wangaratta Rovers 7-12-54, so creeping back into the contest. Lavington 65 over Murderford's 29 and Wangaratta 59 over Yarrawonga 40.
Noah Bradshaw, high ball. Cullen, he came through. So too did McIntosh. Moncrief down low. Winter Irving. Nice work from Mimo just to knock it out into the clear to give Jack Elland a chance at the footy. Ran into his own teammate in Gill. Here's Bradshaw, back to Gill, in trouble. Don't know if he disposed of that correctly. Look at Bradshaw going in on Mooney. Mimo there also. Umpire to take it on the plane of the 50 at the Sports Club end.
He's a star, Noah Bradshaw. 24 disposals for him this game.
He's been everywhere. He's brought his own TW Sharon at 8, Noah Bradshaw. You'd like to see him, Alex Swinnerton and all those boys get another opportunity at GWS VFL. Ball up as we tick up towards the 20th minute mark for NZ Albury, third term. And we have another boundary thrown in front of the Canberra. What are you noticing down on the boundary? Thanks, Bobby J, for the Newmarket.
Well, one thing I have noticed is that the pressure from the North Albury Hoppers is outstanding, and they're creating mistakes, they're creating fumbles, and we praise the Wodonga Bulldogs and their side of the ledger, but North Albury are going toe-to-toe with them in regards to the pressure game. They're fantastic around the ball.
Ooh, I'm not sure that was a free kick,
Lukey.
Yep, he did handball it. Anyway, I reckon the Canberra have influenced that one.
Yeah, Duncan. Well, the old honesty system, hey, you can't beat it. Hoppers just telling the umpire that they believed it was a free kick. So Kieran sends it up towards centre wing. Yellen tries his heart out. Spits one over his head by hand, but he's gone. Caden Winner brings him down in a tough tackle. Not many get behind Caden. He goes wide. Picks up Mooney. He's been very good today.
Yeah, he's been real good, hasn't he?
Yeah. Jamie, true centre wing, Alamein Avenue side. They might switch the footy. Tim Broomhead. How many for Timmy? Dan?
He's been well held since quarter time. He's only had the 11.
Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks. Blake Escott calling for McRae Motors. And Bobby Jackson frolicking in the sun for the Newmarket boundary side. Winter, great front and centre. Look at that free kick.
Yeah.
Into Nathan Dennis, 30 out directly in front. Logan Road ends.
Off the back of what I previously said about the pressure, that they got 2 free kicks from holding the ball, and then they, a nice disciplined front and centre, like you called, Lukey, and that's a good reward for being predictable to your teammates, and a quality kick into space for Dogger to take a mark and have his a third or fourth shot on goal.
18 points the margin, this to get it out to 24, and even 4 goals. Nathan Dennis puts it through, and that's the treble for Nath. And the Hoppers are going to be hard to run down from here, Mr. Vaccaro.
He's been super today, Nathan Dennis, hasn't he? He's just been really good, and they've asked for a little bit of him from the last couple of weeks, and he's really stood up today, and their kicking has just been so accurate, and you can make the argument that that's been the story of the day, that their set shots have just been second to none, North Albury, but they've been the better team this quarter. 10 inside 50s to Wodonga's 6. They've been dominant, and the cream is rising to the top, Lukey.
You are right, Daniel Vaccaro.
So, biggest lead of the game now. What have Wodonga got here? Season on the line sort of stuff, this. 24-point margin. Third term for Wiesners here on O&M Live. I hope you're having a cracking Saturday afternoon. Mooney taps it down looking for Penny. Jorgensen, who's been a bit quiet in this third quarter. Good tackle on Mooney. That had to be holding the ball. Yep, free kick, and the Dogs take the advantage. Jorgensen kicks to the top of the goal square. Yellen's got 4 to beat. They all fly the hoppers. They fist it towards the goal square. Brown kicks it out of bounds on the Fulders. Pup tried to check his kick at the last minute, and it goes out of play. The Dogs will have a chance to send it back in through Cade Mimo. Mason Ring says, Cade, just come around on your mark. With the junction of the 50 and the boundary line. Mimo goes short, finds Noah Bradshaw, who wants to play on straight away. Interesting from Noah, kicks it towards the goal square. He was trying to create something, Noah Bradshaw, but it just wasn't the right option, and McIntosh takes an intercept mark in defence for the Hoppers, who lead 63-39. Lukey, late stages, third term for Wiesners.
Yeah, great mark from McIntosh. He had absolutely no idea what was coming from the opposite direction. Lambert at the bottom, he might be in trouble. Umpire's going to let him off the hook. And we'll have a stoppage just outside 50 Sports Club end.
I'll tell you what, that mistake by Noah Bradshaw was probably a product of the Wodonga Bulldogs forward line not doing anything.
He was trying to create something, wasn't he, Dan?
Yep.
One-man band. McIntosh missed it. Jorgensen went through. Broomhead is there. Over the top of him. Umpire again to take it. So 10-3-63. 10-3-63 plays 5-9-39. North Albury up at Bunton Park. Third term. It's brought to you by Wiesners. Let's have a look over there. And going through winter, working away at bootlace level, and umpire again to take the pill here with a stoppage, Panda.
At the 23rd minute mark for NZ Albury. Sam Azai wearing the pink vest for North Albury. Of course, the Werribee Premiership fullback. We've got a whistle here. Is it getting thrown back in again? Bobby J for the Newey? No, ball up. Mooney and Burke tussle. Going in there was Winter. On his hands and knees was Moncrief. Fed out towards Crelly. He's tackled by Jet Cassidy. We'll have a ball up out on the far side. Can we go around the grounds again, please, Dan Vaccaro, for Mr. Stokes?
We absolutely can. Albury 67 plays Wangaratta Rovers 60. Lavington 66 over Myrtleford's 30. Raiders 46 to Corowa's 66. And Wangaratta 59 to Yarrawonga 40.
Reynolds on the boot, and that will bring three-quarter time at Bunton Park with the North Albury Hoppers lead 10-3-63 to Wodonga's 5-9-39. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Ground Up Building Products. All your building needs from the ground up.
O&M Live on 2AY.
We're clear.
Hey, Trenner, I reckon this game's going to finish at about 20 past 4.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and early. So can we just copy and post-game
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Yeah, they're not going as
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Yeah. 4:40 was the sort of the time, wasn't it?
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Put him in there.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
For an 18-year-old.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Turban Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Turban Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Turban Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Locally owned and operated.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Three-quarter time here at Button Park. The Hoppers with a 4-goal advantage. They kicked very accurately. 10-3-63 to the Dogs 5-9-39. We might quickly go to Dan Vaccaro for our CNL shower screens and wardrobes. Caught us best in the third term.
Yeah, well, it's really hard to pick someone from Wodonga. It was a poor quarter of footy, to be honest. Noah Bradshaw, he's still trying, and so is Charlie Morrison. They've both been really good this game and that quarter in particular. For North Albury, I've really liked Julian Hayes' game. He's moved up to the 23 disposals. His work off the half-back line has been exquisite, Lukey.
Yeah, he has. It's been very good, Dan. Rightio, we might cross down to Bob Jackson at ground level. Down to you, Bobby. What have you got for us?
Yeah, North Albury have broken nice and early. There's a bit of buzz about the way they were sort of conversating, I suppose, or addressing each other in that huddle. Very controlled, very mature. Whereas on the other hand, Wodonga are a little anxious, I suppose, to say the least. I might just grab Big T. He's just drifting over towards me. Where are you going to find 5 goals from, big fella?
Mate, just drive from half back. I think we just boys just got to push forward now. Like we've got to attack the game. We're not defending the score. We're trying to hit it. So yeah, I think from mid and half back, we just got to heaps run going forward. Blast them forward.
Thanks, mate. Best of luck. Yeah, so a bit of frustration in the voice there. I reckon the Wodonga faithful would love to throw a Guernsey on Big T and get him out there and get these Wodonga Bulldogs over the line. But yeah, they need to find 5 goals at a minimum to get this job done here. And yeah, it's game on, I suppose, or the season's on the line right now.
Kick 5 for the day. It'd be an extraordinary effort if they could kick 5 in this last quarter. But stranger things have happened. On Good Friday, the margin was 6 or 7 goals, Dan, wasn't it? And they kicked the first 3 or 4 of the last quarter, and it was. They got back into the contest. So they're going to have to kick the first 2 or 3 here, you'd imagine. Looks like Tommy O'Sullivan standing beside Tim Broomhead. So I would assume they probably drop that tag and they just go full out attack here in this last quarter. That might open them up the other way, but I'd love to see him going down, trying to win the game. Fourth quarter about to get underway for Mac Jack Sheds. Hello to Phil and the crew for Mac Jack Sheds. He's a proud Wodonga man, is Phil Packer. Hopefully his dogs for his state can find a little bit of bite in this last quarter. Here we are, Lukey Francis for Mac Jack Sheds. That was weird. The umpire blew the whistle and then threw the footy up.
He certainly did. Rightio, it's over to the doggies. What can they produce in the final term? Jorgensen at the bottom. Umpire is going to take it again. So just right of the centre.
That was
so
bizarre,
weird,
as BT would say.
He demanded attention, the umpire. Mooney's been good today.
He's been almost
Jorgensen,
the best.
nice work. Thumps one out. Flynn Gardner got a fist to it. And Spiteri going towards it. Poper's out there, and the boys sit across the chalk for a boundary throw-in.
If the Hoppers go on to win this game, Dan and Bobby, is Jamie Mooney a chance for the anytime?
Well, he's
very good.
He's definitely in the conversation. Julian Hayes was a little bit on the quieter side there, wasn't he, Divac? But
he only had the 5 that quarter. He's had 23 for the game. But if he gets 10 or so this quarter, look out.
That was a beautiful tap down from him again. Here goes Penny. Nice work to Broomhead, short to Flynn Gardner. They work it down the outer side. Well, Reekman just got a fist to it. Ball at the bottom of the pack here. That one's going to be held in by Wiedemann. And again, the green man to take it.
The green man does. Been good today. The umps had a good month. Ball up, far side. Jorgensen is probably, alongside Noah Bradshaw, been the Dogs' best.
Yep.
Off a step, Burke's left foot kick is a high one. Johnson providing a target. Climbed very high, wasn't able to bring it down. Lambert got crunched at ground level and stood up beautifully, did Zachy Lambert, with a couple of Dogs over him. He's a bit sore. He knows what senior footy's all about now.
He's made for it, that boy.
He's been very good on debut. If he's half as good as his old man, I reckon the Hoppers would take it. We have another ball up. Around the square.
Around the grounds quickly. It's getting very close at the Albury Sports Ground. 79 to Albury. Plays Wangaratta Rovers 73. Panda.
You give us an update every 2 minutes, please, Dan, on that game. Thank you. Because every other game looks dead and buried.
Yes.
Apart from this one, though, it's a cracker. Hoppers by 4 points. Burke grabs it out of the ruck. He's tackled straight away. And we have another ball up. The ball's moved maybe 30 centimetres, Lukey.
Yeah, I reckon about that. That's about right, Panda. Rightio, here we go. Bob Jackson boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. That wonderful establishment on the border. Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stat sheet. Blake Escott and Luke Francis for McRae Motors in the final term at Bunton Park. Jorgensen, nice work to Morrison. Whistle again, so it's coming back.
Why wouldn't we just play on with the advantage?
I don't know. I've got no idea. So it's coming back to Jorgensen.
Questionable.
They've completely lost their advantage out of this contest. Squares one up into the middle, turns it over to Leighton Taylor. This might be the game right here. Hayes burning away from the middle, gets it right out wide, looking for Wiedemann through Crothers' hands. He's got to go back, Gabe. Nice work just to corral the ball, but now he's in trouble. Campbell comes in, takes the footy. Umpire to take it.
A ball up, edge of the 50, favouring North Albury, who are kicking to the Stan Sargent end, the club room's end of Bunton Park. We've played 3 minutes in the fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds. Repeating the news that Ben Rigoni out of the game with a knee complaint. Happened in the first quarter. He tried to come on in the second and didn't work out. So he sat on the pine for the rest of the day, and North Albury will sweat some good news there. Cassidy trying to get through a couple. Hand pass was partly intercepted. Hoppers providing some pressure. Winter, rubber kick. Fester Duncan left it behind. Jorgensen picks it up, snaps it out of defence, wants to find the boundary line. Yellen got a poor bounce. Mooney tumbles one inside forward 50 again for the Hoppers. Reynolds can snap and goal. Sunjan goal today around the corner from Jack Reynolds. And that might be the ball game for North Albury. The all-important first goal of the last quarter. They got their 11th. 69 plays 39. Bobby J margin at 5 goals.
Yeah, that was a quality finish by the Mara's Jack Reynolds. He's been a quality player since he's crossed over from Mara in the Farrell League back in Wagga way. So he's he finished off some really good work there. Some great pressure. We've mentioned the pressure of the North Albury Hoppers a few times today, and that was a result of that there. And Wodonga needs a lot of things to go right, and there's been a few signs early in this last quarter where that's not happening. Fumbles in the wrong spot, turnovers, caught with the ball in the wrong spot. They need a lot to go their right way, but North Albury ticking every box they need to win this game.
Yeah, they're closing it out. They've kicked the last 3 majors of the game, North Albury in round 11. Okay, back in the centre, Burke up high with Mooney. And then nice shepherd applied by Burke. Here's Bradshaw hooking it around his body. How many now, Dan?
He's just had 26.
Spiteri breaks away on centre wing. Low ball. That's a kick that's short for Miller. Picked it up on the half volley, brought down. Okay.
High.
Yeah. So Tom, he really hasn't been able to get into this game this afternoon. He's one that they really need to put 2 or 3 on the scoreboard each and every week. Johnson, good mark, Tommy Johnson. Geez, a figurehead down there, Dan.
Yeah, he tries his guts out every single week, Tommy Johnson. He's got clamps for hands. He's a great mark, but unfortunately we just haven't seen enough today from the other forwards at Wodonga.
Yeah.
Got to kick this.
Yeah, it's a 5-goal margin at the moment. 30 points. And he's got it. Yes, he has. He puts it through Tom Johnson. You can rely on him. That's one man you can count on, Bobby.
Yeah, he can. And moving him forward, he's done a couple of good things since half-time in that forward 50. We're looking for a big quarter from someone in the Wodonga forward 50. And Tommy Johnson could be that man. Some quality inside 50s and some quick inside 50s. Then there's a chance there. But, they've got to turn a lot of things around for that to happen.
He's kicked 3, Tommy, Panda.
He has.
He's kicked 3. They've got to start winning it at the centre. If they can get it to Tommy, he can mark it. But Wodonga's centre work needs a little bit of support with Noah Bradshaw, Luke.
2, sorry, I think.
Has he kicked 2, has he?
Yep.
My apologies.
He's kicked 2. I was just checking my notes again. The Hoppers have kicked 7 of the last 9 goals. Johnson kicked the last 2 for the Dogs. Here they come again. Ruben Burke jams it on the boot. Torpedo punts one to half forward. Here he is again. Sticky mitts Johnson playing in front of Harry Weaven. And Tom Johnson.
Have a shot, Tommy.
Will go back for number 3. He'll kick this right on the paint of 50, 45-degree angle, and distance will not be an issue.
The last 2 forward entries, they've kicked to Tommy Johnson's advantage, and we've spoken about this numerous times throughout the day. Kick the ball to the advantage of your forwards, and they'll have half a chance.
So to keep the Dogs alive, margin at 24. This to bring it back to 3 even goals. He's got a lovely left leg, Tommy Johnson. High up and under. Does it hold its line? It does. Yes. Just kicks it. The Dogs are still alive. They've got their 7th, 7-9-51. To the Hoppers, 11-3-69. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, well, that's just the spark that maybe Wodonga needs. He's the spiritual leader of that group, Tommy Johnson. Everyone loves him, and if he can get on the end of a couple now, all of a sudden Wodonga will have their tail up. So it might not be over yet, Lukey, but there's still a big mountain to climb against a quality opposition in North Albury.
Yeah, Tom Johnson and Noah Bradshaw have just been head and shoulders above any other Dogs on the park today, Bobby.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. And we spoke about getting a couple of quick goals, and that's 2 and 2. It was 2 and 2 minutes there for the Dogs. They need to bang on a couple of quick ones as well.
Righto, here we go. The game's lifted now. Burke tapped it down. Winter went in. They clear at the Hoppers through Penny and on to Crelly. Angus trying to weave through to Broomhead. Tim, look at his evasive skills. Back one way, now the other. Now, he's got a man out wide. Look at his vision, would you? Finding Isaac Campbell. Isaac, 70 out from home. They're kicking towards the sports club end. 69 plays 51. On the Border Cup, it's Wodonga scoreboard. Hoppers go inside 50 wide to Nathan Dennis. Good hands, and he takes the mark in front of the green and gold crowd.
Yeah, a couple of quality disposals there. Timmy Broomhead with his 360 vision across the width of the ground. And then the left footer of Campbell lacing out Dogger Dennis, heading towards the tinny can, the tinny bar and the tinny bar.
Okay.
And
family show.
Tinny.
Rightio.
If he kicks this, he'll erupt.
Nathan Dennis, never easy from this pocket, Panda, peering straight into the sun. Let's have a look. Here goes Nathan. Has he got that one? No, it is one behind. So 70 plays 51. 70 plays 51 is back to 19 points as the Doggies move it out. And Will Bradshaw drops the mark and the Hoppers back onto it.
He does. It was a poor kick in. Cassidy, in fact, it's Reichman under pressure. Kick was partially smothered. Hoppers doing well to try and keep it in their own half. Noel Bradshaw has other problems. Tries to hit Bobby Russell. Now, I thought the umpire said chop of the arms, and the umpire said no. Boundary throw in. Wasn't able to stick the mitts was Bobby Russell, who's provided a target today. He's kicked 1 goal, 2, has he? No, he's kicked 2 behinds, in fact, Bobby Russell.
Good work, Nanda.
Thanks, Dan. Tommy Johnson having a
He
spell
always
on the
gets you back, doesn't he, Dan McCarry?
He keeps receipts, this man.
He does. He'll get you back just when you're not expecting it.
That's all right. I'm happy for him to score minor wins.
Band will come through for a major knockout blow, I reckon.
That's it. Hold, free kick on Tommy Johnson, who's pushed up into the ruck. 70 plays 51 for Border Carpets. Tommy Johnson's kick was smothered 50.
He done that perfectly, Tommy. He just ran around and he got rid of the footy before the umpire called play on. And
he knew exactly what he was doing there, I think, Tommy Johnson.
He's going to be marked within goal kicking range. He's just outside 50.
It's a sure 50.
It was. He kicked into the pocket. Big contest. Spiteri picks it up. Left foot high up and under. Does it stay in play? Wiedemann fists it over the boundary line. So Harry Weaven is very sore to get up. Him and Tommy Miller collided. Two players putting their body on the line. Boundary throw in. Dogs end of the ground. 5 metres around from their goal. 70 plays 51. Hoppers lead.
Yeah, gee, a goal here. It make things interesting. Back into play. High boundary throw in. Winner Irving up against Wiedemann. Yellen trying to break his way through. Oh,
he does it well.
Yeah.
It's against Broomhead.
It is.
He knew he was getting the footy there.
So
Tommy.
Russell's got it.
It's Tommy Miller.
Tommy Miller.
It's Miller. Oh, 50 is it?
50 and the ump's
50.
over.
Oh, ho, ho. Tommy Miller's going to put this over the goal umpire's head. Margin at 19, he brings it back. It's a goal. My goodness, so 70 plays 57. It's back to 13 points at Bunton Park. Hoppers up. On the Border Cup, it's Wodonga scoreboard. Bobby, it's on now.
Yeah, Tommy Miller does it really, really well. He engages the high contact nearly every time he feels as though there's a tackler coming his way, and he understood that the ball was going to be in his possession, and he dropped his knees as soon as he got feel of the footy and induced the free kick there from I think it might have been Timmy Broomhead. I'm not sure, I couldn't see from where I was standing, but 3 goals in 3 minutes makes it interesting, lads.
I'll tell you what, how good is this league, guys? Around the grounds of Miss Stokes Pool World. Scores are level at Albury Sports Ground. 79 apiece between Albury and Wang Rovers.
And the game back to within 13 here after the Hoppers led only moments ago when Jack Reynolds goaled by 30. 3 and 7 minutes for the Dogs to keep their season alive. They sit outside the 5 right now. Wiedemann's gone into the ruck. Punches it forward. Morrison tackled off the footy. Winter gives it to Julian Hayes. We have a ball up in the middle of Bunton Park. Just feel the tension over the ground, can't you? Next goal, super important. Broomhead out of the stoppage. Kick beautifully onto the chest of Nathan Dennis.
Wow.
What a kick. I reckon that burned about 10 worms' skulls on the ground. And Nathan Dennis will line up from 35 out, slide angle.
That kick from Tim Broomhead caused that much assault on Worms on the way through that it wasn't funny, but he had no other option but to mark that. Otherwise, that could have been it for Dogger. But he's providing options, and the midfielders, all they have to do is hit him on the chest, and they've done that.
Dogger's going to finish off that wonderful, exquisite pass from Tim Broomhead. He comes in and he's got his 4th. It's Dogger's day. He's up and about. The boy from North Wagga. 12-4-76 to 8-9-57. Margin back out to 19 points.
And we saw it at the start of the third quarter when they dropped that tag with Wodonga. They had to throw caution to the wind, but this is the problems you have when you don't tag Tim Broomhead. Those things happen. So that is a really good breathing space there for North Albury. They have had the 5 inside 50s and Wodonga have had the 5 as well. It's a pretty even last term.
Making a claim for the anytime, I reckon, Dogger.
Yeah, every Dogger has his day.
Oh, come on.
Jesus Christ.
You're killing me.
I love it, Luke.
Thank you, Blake.
Absolutely love it.
At least someone's got me back. It wouldn't be Dan Vaccaro. He'll get an uppercut in shortly. You wait.
He sniped me on the ground earlier.
Oh, yeah. Here's Winter. Look at this. To Broomhead. Left foot curls it around. How does he do it? Seriously. To Kay Brown. And he wants to square and kick. Look at that to Penny. Geez, they're razor sharp by foot in the final term here, the Hoppers. Now, what can Jack do? Duncan leads short. He wants to go in. It's a wide one. No. Greenhill at the front in front of Mooney and takes the mark. So the Doggies on the move down the Alamein Avenue side.
They are. Goes to a one-on-one. Miller up against Cullen. Miller gets goal side and then left it behind. Taps it cleverly to the advantage of his teammate out on the far side. But Pope wins it back for the Hoppers. Left foot mongrel to half forward. Was dropped in front there by Reichman. The Hoppers ball in. One of those is Broomhead. Mooney wins it. Finds a hand pass out to Campbell, who comes back inside and he's wrapped up by 2 tacklers. And we'll have a ball up edge of the square, favouring the Hoppers end. They led 76-57. 14 played for NZ. Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard.
Blake Escott calling beautifully for McRae Motors. There's Wiedemann, Tom O'Sullivan, Yelland. Look at him. He won't chuck it in. Reynolds goes in low. Noah Bradshaw, wonderful footy from both teams, tearing in for the leather. And the umpire to take it again, just inside 50. Sports Club end. Rightio, Dan, what's your best, mate? For 40 wings.
Going to go around the ground to Mr.
Okay,
Pool, but they've both kicked a goal. It still stays level. So there is nothing separating these two teams, Albury and Rovers, at the Albury Sports Ground.
Wonderful. Mooney tried to snare it out of the ruck. Penny down low. He's had a great game today, Jack. Broomhead out the back to Campbell. Shovel one past Mooney. And nice work from Jack to Broomhead. Goes in with a torpy. Look at that. Stevens bouncing through for a behind. Oh, wow. Nearly ended up as a goal, Bobby.
He's just a sweet time of the footy when he kicks it, isn't he, Timmy Broomhead? He just knows how to get the perfect purchase on the TW Sharon every time he gets it, doesn't he?
Off one step too.
So Morrison with the kick-in duties for the Dogs. Tries to find a target. A wonderful mark by Gabe Crothers.
Yeah.
Gillian Hayes looked like he was going to mark that every day of the week. Crothers had other ideas. He cemented himself in this team. Goes short to Jorgensen, trying to open up the corridor. Kick was on, but he just missed the execution as Dan Vaccaro puts his head to the ground and throws his pen on the ground. And it's been intercepted by North Albury.
I don't reckon it was on, and I reckon Noah Spiteri and Tom Johnson agree with me because they both stood there with their hands in the air 15 metres out of goal.
So Jack Penny has the ball. Just goes short to Flynn Gardner. Probably got the chockies on Noah Spiteri today. I reckon if you offered Tim Broomhead 2 goals, he would have signed it at the start of the day. Gardner hugs the boundary line. You pump him up and he turns it over.
O'Sullivan, Moncrief, well done Jorgensen to win the footy back. Hooks one inside 50, great vision. To Tommy Johnson.
He's been their best today, Jorgensen, for mine, around the footy.
What about Noah?
Bradshaw's been okay.
Noah Bradshaw's also been very good.
It's not the first time this year you've forgotten a Bradshaw in something big, mate.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't forget him.
Yeah, Daniel Bradshaw's here today, and I reckon he's looking for you there.
He was the bridesmaid.
Oh, my God. Played in the greatest team of all time, left out of the O&M's best AFL players, Tom Johnson. On the line, ball in play, over for 1 minus score. Okay, 77 plays 58. 77 plays 58. Hoppers up at Bunton Park on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We're going over 17 thanks to NZ in the final term.
So I reckon the Hoppers will just go into possession style of footy here. They'll just hold on to it. They did that against Myrtleford when they had this sort of margin in the last term. Let's try and take a couple of minutes off. McIntosh has the footy at half back. He's going to go back. He's almost going to kick a goal for the opposition. Made Tim Broomhead work for it. He's just outside the defensive goal square. Tries to switch it. Finds Harry Weaven. A little pocket of sunshine over there on the far side. Lead comes from Jamie Mooney. Misses him. Mimo on the rebound inside 50. But Spiteri leads up at the footy. Plays on straight away. No, there isn't much time. And does he have the distance? No. Flynn Gardner? No, he does have the distance. It's a goal. I thought Flynn Gardner got back. The umpire said it's a major. That's 3 for Noah. The margin's back to 13 points, Bobby J.
Yeah, just by the way he played on there, I think there's a sense of urgency that we're going to experience a fast-finishing Bulldogs outfit here, and they need to take every chance they can get, whether it's clean, dirty, or whatever sort of footy inside that forward 50. They've got to get it inside that forward 50 as many times as they possibly can to give them a chance to kick the 3 goals they need to pinch this one.
Around the ground, Smith those Poolwood Rovers have hit the front. 91 plays Albury's 85 at the Albury Sports Ground, Lukey.
Well done, Dan. 77 playing 64 here. 77 plays 64. Hoppers up. As Blake Escott said, so a 13-point margin. Crothers going after this for the Doggies. Needs something out of this. Left foot inside 50. Look at that for a mark from Cullen. Floating across the pack. And Darcy moves it on quickly. Nice work to Christian Moncrief. Defensive 50. Logan Road end. Final term. We've got 19 for NZ. And he goes out wide, Moncrief. That might be too wide for Mooney, is it? Is it just inside the line? No, it's not. Dogs are going to get it through Gabe Crothers.
Looks like he's gone into the ruck, Gabe. Throwing all sorts of different looks at North Albury. Crothers kicks to half forward over the head of Tommy Johnson, who gets a free kick for a nudge in the back. He's just too far out for the left leg of Tommy Johnson here.
Been huge this last quarter, Tommy.
Enormous.
He kicked 2 goals, 1, I reckon. Kicks into the pocket, looking for Jorgensen. Great fist from the Hoppers' defence. Flynn Gardner over this footy. Umpire says, give it to me. Gee, it took a long time.
They actually passed
they did.
The umpires,
They were looking at each other, waiting for one to blow the whistle.
It took a while.
I think they got the right decision, though, boys.
They did. Ball up inside 50 for the Dogs. Hoppers by 13. 77 plays 64. The Dogs just will not go away as Winter's wrapped up. We have a second stoppage in the same position. 20 minutes played for NZ. 4th term for Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, Hoppers up, but the Doggies yapping at their heels. Quick one out of the pack. by Russell. Bouncing ball towards the goal line. Will Bradshaw got lifted up. Cullen gets one back to Broomhead. He'll hit someone. Look at this. To Mooney. So Jamie, deep back pocket. The North Albury Hoppers. Logan Roned on the Alamein Avenue side. And he's going to stride out Jamie. And he goes with a long one. 40-metre kick. Burke up high. Dropped it.
Nah, chop of the arms.
And he will receive it back, Reuben. So there's 75 out. They're on the move now, the Doggies.
They need one reasonably quickly. The last quarter only went 24 minutes. Reuben Burke, high up and under, back into attack. Oh, what a mark. Was it Mooney? No, he got 2 hands, 2 at umpires said play on.
Tremendous effort.
He's pretty sore and slow to get up, is Jamie Mooney, who has been one of North Albury's best today. And another stoppage inside Dogs forward 50. 13-point lead still. Penny kicks a dangerous one into the middle of Button Park. Over the head of his target, Cade Brown, who's tracking back Ollie Greenhill. Greenhill worried out of it in the end. Moncrief goes by hand out wide to McIntosh, who spins, gets in a death roll like a crocodile.
Yeah. Well,
and in the end, Riley Gill wraps him up, holding the ball, free kick to the Dogs. 21 played for NZ.
You nailed that, Panda, beautifully.
Hoppers up, 77-64 as Gill goes forward for the Dogs. Time's running out for them. Here goes Noah Bradshaw. He's played an absolute blinder left of goal. Burke's taken it. No, juggles it. Across and through for 1 minus score. So 77 playing 65. Hoppers up, 77-65 on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. Roddy Dan, what do you got for us?
Well, around the grounds again, so Rovers still in front. But I'll tell you what, Wodonga Raiders, 61-74, Coral Rutherglen. So not going down without a fight as well.
Games have just tightened up, haven't they? Broomhead calm out of defence. And Jack O'Sullivan on the bench puts his arm in the air and goes, how can Broomhead find a target like that? Look at it just open up here at Button Park. Leighton Taylor can chip this into the path of Nathan Dennis. Will he get there? Oh, drops the mark at the end. Wiedemann slips over. Can't get a boot to ball. And saving the day was Tommy Miller. But that all started from the kick in from Tim Broomhead. They went coast to coast very quickly. Margin back out to 13 points. 78 plays 65. 22 played for NZ.
Important point.
Yeah.
Charlie Morrison looks very ginger.
Miller, nice hit. Cruthers has got it. Just down in front of our broadcast spot. He's got Gill on short. Gets him. True half-back flank for the Doggies. They trail.
They need to go here, boys. They need to go.
Gill, indecisive. Johnson's got to mark this. Oh, he knew he did. He's been fantastic. He just fumbles it or juggles it over the line and we'll have a boundary throw in. So at the moment, 12-6-78, North Albury up over the Wodonga Bulldogs, 9-11-65. Thanks to Inspirations Paint. Had a great day at Button Park. Beautiful day weather-wise. Ball coming back into play. And sand running through the hourglass at a rapid rate now for the Doggies. And the Hoppers could be home now, Panda.
Yeah, it'll take a miracle now. 13 points, 23 and a half gone. Fourth term for Mac Jack Sheds. Mooney tries to get it to the advantage of Reynolds. Tackles Jack Yellen, holding the ball. He's been wonderful today, Jamie Mooney.
Yeah, he has.
For North Albury. He played his best game a couple of weeks ago against Myrtleford. And in the ruck today, it's his disposals around the ground. It's his agility. He came with a lot of praise on his fitness ability. He kicks it to half forward, and we have a stoppage as Reicherman tackles Leighton Taylor just outside attacking 50. 78 plays 65. Hoppers can stay in touch with the top three if they win this one today. Wiedemann towards Miller. Picked up by Cruthers. Finds Bradshaw. Pops it over the top to Stevens. Running outside defensive 50. O'Sullivan met by a big tackle from Cade Brown, who just slipped a little high. There's a free kick to O'Sullivan in his own defensive half.
Here he goes, Tom, to Gill again. So just on the fringe of the square, favouring the broadcast side. And he goes with the high one to Trissanoff for whistle here. Now what's going to happen here, Bobby?
No idea.
Hold of the arm by Noah Spiteri earlier in the contest.
Yeah, by Flynn Garter. Noah Spiteri knows he has to kick it quickly. In he comes. He's missed it. Has he? No, he's got it. Yeah, puts it through. So that's 4 for Noah. So he's got the quaddie this afternoon. 78-71.
Yep.
No, yeah, 78-71. So we're back to 7. Gee,
There'd only have to be 1 or 2 minutes left, I reckon.
Yeah, Hopper's up.
But Noah, we were talking about it before. He's probably had a good game in the end. He's kicked 4. He's had 10 disposals as well. So a good day out for Noah.
So 12-6-78 plays 10-11, 71. We've had 7 goals this quarter, so we might still have another 3 or 4 minutes. Can the Dogs do it after trailing by 5 goals at one stage in this final term? Be a win for the ages.
Oh, wouldn't it what?
Broomhead gets off the bottom of this pack. And we have another stoppage in the middle of Button Park. Last term for Mac Jack Sheds. Winter trying to break out of a tackle. Another stoppage. What the Hoppers like. 26 gone for NZ. Still the margin at 7 points. Might go around the ground soon if we can, Dan.
Yes.
Rovers and the Tigers. Mooney down to McIntosh. And he gets a high free kick.
That's it.
Gee.
Not sure that was there. Right in front of umpire Hughes. McIntosh slow to get up. He's going to send this into attack, you would assume. He's going to go to half forward, looking for Christian Moncrief. It gets out the back. Leighton Taylor does well onto Reynolds. Tried to find Moncrief. Penny goes in. Dogs defence doing well. Should have been a free kick to Noah Bradshaw as Penny's tackled by Yelland. And we have a ball up 60 out from Hopper goal.
Around the grounds, Miss Stokes Poolworld, Albury 13-9, 87 plays 1 Greater Rovers 13-13, 91 in the last quarter. There it is.
And the Hoppers have won it. They take out the round 11 clash against the Wodonga Bulldogs. They hang on to win by 7 points. North Albury 12-6-78 over the Wodonga Football Club at 10-11, 71.
Good game of footy in the end, Lukey.
It was, Panda.
Always a close game between these two teams, North Albury and Wodonga. I reckon that's 6 in a row for the Hoppers over the Dogs, so they have their measure at the moment. The Dogs never say die, though. They made the Hoppers work for it. 18 scoring shots to 21, so in the end it just turned out to be a little bit of accuracy. I feel like North were probably the better team over 4 quarters, but the Dogs rued a couple of missed chances in that second and third quarter, and the Hoppers had their kicking boots on for goal. And they stay in touch with the top 3, Luke Francis.
Yeah, you're right, Panda. So for the Bulldogs today, Tom Johnson, sensational. So too is Noah Spiteri, Adam Jorgensen and Noah Bradshaw. But they just needed more to contribute and help out those 4 players, because they were, I reckon, just above anyone else on the ground for the maroon and white. But full credit to the Hoppers. A great win this afternoon. And they take that record now to 8-3 in season 2025. Of course, 4th coming in on the table. And they stay around and in the fight for the flag this year.
Here we go. Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Beautiful. Bobby Jackson's down there with Jamie Mooney.
Yeah, Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. And Ruckman, how's that sit with you, Big Jamie Mooney, Player of the Day? How's that sit with you, mate, Ruckman?
It sits nicely. You get around the footy a bit and in amongst it in the... play more aggressively, and I love playing with aggression, so that's what we had to do today to get over them.
Timmy challenged the group last week, particularly around the stoppages and the lack of impact you guys had around the stoppages. I feel as though you had a major impact on that, giving your on-ballers a really good service to service of the footy around the ground.
Yeah, thanks, mate. We work on my athleticism for the intercepting back roll, but you thought we'd try that in the ruck today, and it's not just me in there, like all those boys, Timmy, and that structure around it, and they were really hot on their feet and plenty of voice. It really made it easy for me. So
gets you back on the road again, gets you back on the roll again, I suppose, after last week's disappointing result against the top side, but to bounce back against a side that's challenging for the finals, it gives you a bit of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. Every win gives us a bit of confidence, especially when the league's this close. Getting over anyone is a great win, and to do it today, definitely great to bounce back after last week.
Well done, big fella. Congratulations. Good work.
Jamie Mooney, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. He was outstanding today for the North Albury Hoppers, was Jamie Mooney. Nathan Dennis, I reckon, will be annoyed. Knowing Dogger the way I do, I reckon he'll be annoyed.
You mean missing that mark in the final term there, Pena?
Yeah, well, if he goes back and kicks that and kicks the 5, I reckon Bobby goes straight to him.
Five's better than 4, boys, when it comes to that sort of stuff. So, just watching the group walk off here, boys, a lot of getting around Benny Rigoni and giving him a pat on the back and making sure that he's up and about and part of it all. It looks a little bit solemn, but as you said throughout the call, Panda, we'll just wait to see what the scans say before we jump to too many conclusions. I'm not a doctor, but the tests they were doing didn't look good.
Well, I tell you what, he's in the best hands with Paddy Stowe and the crew there at North Albury. And Stowe is an honest operator, and he'll tell him what he thinks. And let's hope that it's good news for Benny Rigoni. Looks like he's got a nasty knee injury, and it's another key injury to North Albury. But they were able to respond, repel, and come away with a win, Lukey.
Yeah, that's right, Panda. And as you roll back the footage, so it was a change of direction from Ben Rigoni, wasn't it? Just on the fringe of the square, favouring the club room's end. And was it in the second term?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah, just late stages of the first quarter.
Mm.
Yep. He tried to come back on the ground and then realised he was no good and came off. So let's hope for his and North Albury's sake that he's all right.
Jamie Mooney taking out the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Of course, a premiership player with the Coolangatta Wagga Demons last year when they beat the Gamang Grongrong Madong Lions in the grand final. They actually clash tomorrow. What a beauty that'll be out at Gamang, Panda. At the Den, the Demons and Gamang.
Gonna go and have a look on a Sunday?
I might duck out.
Good man. So we're going into the rooms. We'll hear the song and then we'll keep you updated with the scores from around the grounds. All thanks to Mr. Stowe's Poolwell.
He's got it all for you, oi.
He does. Spa with it this time of the year, Lukey.
Oh, yes. Have you got a spa, Panda?
I don't know.
Someone in the... Bobby was getting one, wasn't he?
Was he?
I think he was.
You're telling the
No,
story,
this
Luke.
Gus McLeod.
Gus McLeod's not getting a spa.
I'm sure. No, sauna. Sorry. Who was getting a sauna?
I want a sauna.
Oh, you want a sort of
Yep.
Panda. Sorry.
I need one on a day like today, I can assure you of that. I spent a whole lot of Monday morning in there down at Anytime Fitness. And here they are, the Hoppers win. Ooh.
Oh. Bobby, not now.
Yep.
Come on, Bobby. Here we go.
Hold it up higher, Bobby J.
Must have heard you, Panda.
Hoppers moved to 8-3 at round 11, I should say, with a win over the Wodonga Bulldogs. Final score, 78-71. The Hoppers too good here on O&M Live. Stay with us. We'll go around the grounds and we'll keep you up to date with some other scores in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. We'll hear from both coaches. A win to the Hoppers, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
JJ's Waste and Recycling, a trusted family-owned business for over 90 years, helping deliver sustainable waste solutions.
O&M Live on 2AY.
We're clear.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Turban Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Turban Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Turban Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.